The Tianjiao below was furious when they heard that the people of this cherry blossom country were so arrogant. I can't wait to tear off the arrogant face of the Sakura ninja. The key is that this ninja is extremely cruel, and with a single move, the opposite Tianjiao is abolished. Gumo's expression froze when he heard this. The last arrogant person here is still lying on the hospital bed. And to be so vicious? Without any grievances or hatreds, the opponent's extraordinary meridians and 8 meridians were abolished? Do you really think I have no one in China? And the audience outside the venue saw this scene and began to curse. How can someone from a dependent country be so arrogant? It's also that his opponent is not the big boss Gumo. Otherwise, he dares to be arrogant. The people of this cherry blossom country are too ruthless. Just let the opposite Tianjiao ruin. How dare a small country dare to be wild in my China? Gumo will also abolish the 8 meridians for him. Then Gumo watched the competition of several other Sakura players who had a good life. Their methods are extremely cruel. The Tianjiao who almost faced off against them broke a few ribs for the last time. It was a good thing that the rib was broken, and the medics outside the field could recover directly. The worst case is that the 8 extraordinary meridians are directly abolished. Even an 8th order medical practitioner can't cure this situation. Except for the Onmyoji and the ninja, the other Sakura country players are basically a little weaker than Shanghai University Tianjiao. Seeing this Gumo, I felt relieved. Without encountering the Onmyoji and the ninja, it is basically very safe for the Tianjiao of Shanghai University to advance. It's finally time for Gumo to compete. The atmosphere of the scene, which was already cold and quiet, suddenly became hot again. Finally, it's time for the most anticipated Tier 3 swordsman competition. Everyone opened their eyes and wanted to see the style of the 3rd order swordsman. Gumo and Tianjiao, who won the number 1 tag, walked into the ring. The big screen is also throwing the picture on the number 1 ring at this moment. Gumo raised his wrist and said slowly, "You go first." Hearing this, the Tianjiao opposite was overjoyed. If it's a head-to-head matchup, he can't beat Gumo's move. But how could he be so arrogant? If you let me make a move, there is still a chance to defeat it. Swordsmen don't have any defensive skills, right? I saw this Tianjiao directly holding the scepter and singing a spell after another. The chant lasted even more than a minute. Suddenly, a void crack appeared in the sky. I saw one after another terrifying meteorite appearing in that void crack. The fiery breath made the audience sweat. Water mist appeared directly in the air. The extremely high temperature makes many talents on the field unbearable to directly run the spiritual power to resist. Bang! 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 A huge roar sounded. One after another terrifying meteorites directly carried the flames like Tianwei to kill Gumo. The earth just collapsed. Smoke is everywhere. One after another huge stone pits appeared on the ring. But the field at the center of the explosion was intact. At the moment when the meteorite was about to touch him, Gumo directly chopped the terrifying meteorite into pieces with the sword light of the magic-breaking style. How is this possible? This is my Starcaller's strongest meteorite summon. The ultimate move I summoned after singing for so long. Can't do any damage to Gumo at all? Done. It's completely useless to advance by yourself. I saw a flash of sword light. The sound of swords resounded throughout the duel arena. The chilling blade of the floating lightsaber was already on Tianjiao's forehead. The arrogant raised his hand to surrender that day. There was an astonishing applause from the outside. Can such a fierce meteorite Gumo be able to resist? The person on the other side is also an S-class professional, so we can solve it so easily? Laugh to death, the ultimate move that has been chanted for more than a minute is gone in a second? Unfortunately, this person is still too weak to force the attack of Gumo's sword array. Finish work and get off work. Gumo directly took back the floating lightsaber and left the arena with the group of Shanghai University. 100 to 64, Shanghai University also advanced with a crushing attitude. On the third day of the national competition, 64 entered 32. The rules are also one-on-one heads-up, extracting tags for competition. In this arena, all other arenas have been cancelled. There is only a large open space left in this arena. The top 64 are all extremely talented and basically all S-rank professionals. The ring will only limit their performance. This duel field has even arranged a 7th-order array. Players who are not dueling will need to stay in the preparation booth outside the field. Gu Mo stepped forward to draw, and this time he was lucky enough to draw number 3. Many geniuses are praying in their hearts again at this moment, and go to not meet Gu Mo. I saw that a mask of pain appeared directly on Yi Tianjiao's face. Number 3. Why are you so unlucky? Pain. It's so painful. Everyone showed joy and looked at him comfortingly. Good brother, you go first. Thank you for your contribution to all of us. In a short while, the third match begins. The two were already on the field. Begin with the call of the referee. Everyone looked forward to seeing that the young man could force out a few layers of Gu Mo's strength. Gu Mo was about to raise his hand to signal the opposite Tianjiao to make a move. I saw Tianjiao suddenly clutching his stomach, and a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. Lying directly on the ground whispering. Good, a terrible sword intent. As expected of the person I admire the most. The third-order swordsman is so terrifying. I surrender. At this moment, the Gu Mo people are already stunned. What is the person on the other side making a fuss about? I haven't attacked yet, so you just lie down? This is a touch of porcelain. The referee and the audience were also confused at the moment. What just happened? Could it be that an invisible attack from Gu Mo wounded this Tianjiao? Has Gu Mo's strength reached such a terrifying level? Hurts invisibly. Hey! I'm afraid this is the first person to be eliminated so quickly in the history of the national competition. Is the strength of Gu Mo already so terrifying? Is there a 6th-order and 7th-order boss to explain what happened just now? Is this attack of Gu Mo also a special attack of the 3rd-tier swordsman? At this moment, everyone was asking a lot of questions, and they didn't even think that the kid lying on the ground was fighting a fake mountain. At this moment, the medical staff also took out the Tianjiao lying on the ground with a stretcher. The genius lying on the stretcher even winked at Gu Mo covertly. Good guy. This guy can act. Defrauded 200,000 spectators outside the venue. At this moment, Gu Mo's face is still without any expression, a look of light and wind. The referee directly announced that Gu Mo advanced to the top 32. There was a burst of cheers on the field. This is too strong. Although I don't know what happened just now, it must be some trick that Gu Mo used. I felt a gust of wind blowing just now. Has Gu Mo's sword intent reached the point of blending into nature? At this moment, Liao Yuan, who was sitting in the first row watching the game, gradually turned dark. This kid, it seems that 800 is not enough. To actually play a fake game in front of so many people across the country. The man lying on the ground was Liao Yuan's nephew, Liao Yongquan. Wei Xuaning, who was sitting beside him at the moment, couldn't help but laugh. Mainly because this Liao Yuan's nephew is too funny. The point is that the audience has yet to find out. I thought Gu Mo used some trick. Before he knew it, when the S-rank ninja of the Sakura Nation was competing, his opponent was a genius from Shanghai University. I saw him muttering. Shanghai University? Everything except Gu Mo is rubbish. The genius of Shanghai University was instantly angry when he heard it. Isn't this just saying in disguise that everyone in Huaxia except Gu Mo is garbage? This is too crazy. One after another terrifying spiritual power emerged in this arrogance. This S-rank ninja Shimura Shima's figure flashed and turned into a few figures to kill this arrogant. Bang! 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 Terrifying spells appear directly. There are sonic booms in the air. The two figures turned into afterimages and fought fiercely in the duel arena. Suddenly, Shimura Shima came behind Tianjiao in an instant. Several shuriken flew straight out. He firmly nailed this Tianjiao to the ground. Just when everyone thought it was over, Shimura Shima moved again. Several terrifying sword lights appeared directly on this Tianjiao. This Shimura Shima is really going to be ruthless. Everyone was shocked. Boom! This Tianjiao body erupted huge spiritual power fluctuations. Hit this Shimura Shima directly. Then Tianjiao passed out. The seventh order referee outside the field came directly to the field and sent Tianjiao to the infirmary. I saw now Shimura Shima slowly climbed up from the ground, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth in his hand, and muttered in his mouth. "It's a pity, I almost succeeded." As soon as these words came out, there was an uproar. The audience outside the venue looked at the screen angrily and cursed directly. Aren't the people in the Sakura country crazy? 99. I just opposed a genius yesterday. Do you still want to come today? 35. The people of the Cherry Blossom country don't talk about martial arts. I am China's arrogant. The next time I meet the people of the Cherry Blossom country, I will give it to him. 35. Liao Yuan, who was sitting in the front row, couldn't help but snorted coldly at the moment. The students of Sakura country are too arrogant. You actually want to abolish our Huaxia Tianjiao as soon as you play? 35. Hey, but it's good to let these little dolls experience just to stimulate their blood. 99. Wei Xuaning on the side looked at Liao Yuan playfully. It seems that there is some hidden secret here. Otherwise, with the strength of Liao Yuan's 7th order peak, it is impossible to rescue that Tianjiao. At this time, Wei Xuaning looked at the two geniuses of the Cherry Blossom country. He looked at Guillermo not far away with his eyes closed. Seems to understand something. The props brought back by the 8th rank peak powerhouse of the Cherry Blossom country should be strengthened to those two people, right? Does the official want to directly let the players abolish the two people from the Cherry Blossom country? If there are people from Sakura country in the entrance quota of Dongtian, it must be the result that the above does not want to see. Only in this way can we explain why there are so many people with broken meridians and 8 meridians, and none of the official people have taken a shot. The geniuses in the lounge also turned their attention to the other Sakura students beside them. Substantially gentle murderous aura radiates in the lounge. The people of this Cherry Blossom country are so arrogant. Many Hua Tianjiao glanced at each other tacitly. If you meet a person from the Sakura country, you must discard them. Let them know that Huaxia is not a place where they can run wild. Then 64 into 32 games. Once it is Hua Tianjiao and Sakura country players' confrontation. That must be a life and death scene. It's not that you abolish me, it's that I abolish you. Unless he faints directly, he will never surrender. One after another dripping blood directly stained the entire duel arena. Except for the Onmyoji and the ninja among the 10 Sakura Kingdom Tianjiao, the rest of the Sakura Kingdom were abolished. At this moment, the two sides directly hit the real fire. That Onmyoji also instantly abolished a genius. The people outside the venue were still looking at the two arrogances of the Cherry Blossom country with bad expressions on their faces. At this moment, they are like mice crossing the street. If it weren't for the large formation in this duel arena, the 6th order audience outside the arena would even want to rush over and directly destroy the two. But then everyone worried about tomorrow's game. Although the means of these two Sakura people are extremely cruel, their strength is also outrageous. If other geniuses such as the 32 and 16th strong meet them, there is a high possibility of being abolished. At this time, some people couldn't help but start to complain about the organizer. Obviously, the game can be stopped before these Tianjiao are abolished. Why not do it? F***K, what did the 4.1 Guardian Envoy of the 7th Order Peak eat to grow up? How could the duel be abolished without stopping it? The 7th Order Peak can easily stop the attack before Tianjiao is abolished? I don't understand what I'm thinking. Even if these 10 Sakura students are abolished, they won't be worth the pride of me, Huaxia. In this way, this 64-32 game ended in the dissatisfaction of the audience. Today's game, these audiences are also blood loss. Guimo made a move after 2 matches. Moreover, seeing these Sakura people so arrogant, the audience was full of anger. I hope people from these 2 cherry blossom countries can meet Guimo tomorrow. Let Guimo teach them a lesson. Let them know that China is also strong. These 2 people from Sakura country are powerful, and they will definitely be able to force out Guimo's true strength. Only 7 people from Shanghai University entered the top 32 this time, and 3 of them were eliminated when they encountered a strong enemy. In addition to Guimo, there are also Lin Rukin, Xiao Chu, Feng Kiki, Wu Xianqing, Liao Yongtao, and others. After everyone rested for a while, Guimo practiced the Daluo sword cannon again. On the 4th day of the national competition, 32-16 duels. In the battlefield of God of War. The arrogance of the 2 people from the cherry blossom country with bad faces. Everyone is praying in their hearts that they can draw the same label as the 2 people from the cherry blossom country. Beat the opponent hard. By the way, the 2 people on the opposite side were scrapped. The 2 people from the Sakura country drew number 1 and number 5 respectively. That Onmyoji drew number 5 to fight against Shanghai University Tiangjiao Wu Xianqing. When the audience outside the venue saw the showdown between the Onmyoji of the Sakura Kingdom and Wu Xianqing, their eyes lit up. This Wu Xianqing is the champion of Shanghai Province. S-Class Bright Knight. 99. Sure. This wave can directly abolish that Onmyoji 04. Wu Xianqing is the 4th place in Shanghai's freshman. He can definitely abolish this Onmyoji. No one has drawn the number 1 tag yet. Wait until Guimo comes on stage to draw lots. Everyone looked at Guimo excitedly. If Guimo can draw number 1, then this S-rank ninja will definitely be abolished. Guimo slowly picked up the label he had drawn. Number 1. Shimura of the Sakura country was also surprised when he saw that he was actually fighting against Guimo, and then he showed anticipation. Hunting and killing the strongest Tianjiao in China? If this is the case, the God of War will value me even more. The smiles on the faces of the geniuses at the bottom of the stage could not be restrained. The ninja of the Sakura country is abolished this time. They know that Guimo will never be soft-hearted. And they have also seen the power of Guimo with their own eyes. It's not easy to grasp this Sakura ninja. It can directly make him a crippled person before he surrenders. There was an astonishing cheer from outside. Finally, the nasty Sakura ninja is about to be eliminated. Just ask all the geniuses present who can match Guimo's. If there is, then please break the 6th order array first. Guimo boss rush. This time I see that the people in this cherry blossom country are still arrogant. Ha ha ha, just abolish that ninja and let him know whose territory this is. Finally, I can see the real power of Guimo. I'm excited. 5. With the lottery of all the arrogances completed, Guimo and Naji Murakami directly entered the duel arena. I saw Shimura showed a bloodthirsty smile and said slowly, "Hey, let me see if you, China's first arrogant, is really powerful." 99. The blood of the strong must be more delicious. 35. Today, I'll let you know what a real genius is. Huaxia people have been at ease for too long and have lost their enterprising spirit. With that said, Shimura really licked the shuriken in his hand. Guimo also directly pulled out the floating lightsaber and said a word coldly. "One move to defeat you." When the audience outside heard this, they applauded and exclaimed, "Guimo, this is too domineering. F***K, I'm so excited at this moment." 35. Ask everyone here who is not excited. Guimo is a boss. Just based on this sentence, I have become a fan. Today I am a male fan of Guimo. Guimo rush, give me abolish this arrogant Sakura people. The referee directly announced the start of the game. Both sides on the field moved. Endless sword intent fills the duel arena. A beam of sword intent light erupted directly on Gumo's body. This sword intent goes straight into the sky. This condensed sword intent made everyone dare not watch it at all. If you look at it, you will be stabbed in the eyes by this sword intent. Just through the large array, you can feel the tingling sensation of the sword intent scraping across the skin. Chong! 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 The three-handed spirit swords rushed straight towards Nashi Murakami at the speed of light. The terrifying sound of sword cries resounded directly throughout the duel arena. 3 talents. Before Shimurashima could react, 3 spirit swords appeared beside him. I was directly trapped in these 3 talent formations. I saw a series of strong sword intent small swords killing him directly. Shimurashima quickly made a seal in his hand. S-class skilled multi-shadow clone technique. In an instant, dozens of Shimurashima really appeared in this great formation. One after another terrifying flames spewed out of their mouths. This flame directly spread throughout the entire 3-talented formation. I saw 3 spirit swords fighting directly towards him. Endless sword intent erupted on the 3 spirit swords. One after another sword light flashed. These clones instantly turned into a cloud of smoke and dissipated. Shimurashima hurriedly seals again. Spiral Shuriken. One after another terrifying light balls appeared in his hands. Its dozens of shadow clones also used this trick. Dozens of violent light balls smashed directly at the 3 spirit swords around Shimurashima. I saw that these 3 spirit swords smashed these countless light balls directly like cutting vegetables. This Shimurashima really seized this neutral position and immediately wanted to escape from this great formation. In a flash, the figure flashed from the center of the arena to the edge of the arena. Instantly move a distance of 100 meters. When he looked up, the 3 lightsabers were still by his side. Chong! 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 The 3 lightsabers turned into streaks of sword light and attacked him again. When he looked at the other side of the arena from the corner of his eyes, he only saw that Gumo did not control the 3 spirit swords at all. Instead, stare directly at yourself. It's like staring at a clown. This directly made Shimurashima's mentality collapsed. After fighting for a long time, he didn't force Gumo to use this trick. This trick alone makes me so embarrassed. Hateful. I'm going to kill you today. You look down on me so much. At this moment, the audience outside the venue was also confused when they saw this scene. They never thought that the match between Shimurashima and Gumo would look like this. Gumo really only used one move to make this Shimura really do his best. Gumo, the gangster. This directly treats the people of the Sakura country as monkeys. 35. Is this the third order swordsman? Instant formation. And this big formation doesn't seem to need to be manipulated. Big Gumo didn't take the people of this cherry blossom country in his eyes at all. Have you ever thought about how terrifying the damage of this large formation would be if Gumo directly controlled this formation? At this moment, even Liao Yuan, who is at the peak of the 7th rank, is watching the competition on the field with relish, and the smile on the corner of his mouth can no longer hide his joy. This third-order swordsman is really interesting. 35. How can you make a big formation in an instant? You can beat this genius boy of the same rank into this without having to control it. The Poison Emperor still makes sense. It seems that our group of people is already old. Wei Xuening was also heartbroken when he saw that Murakami was really being teased by Gumo on the field. Finally took a breath. At that time, the Tinjiao of Shanghai University was almost crippled by this Shimura, and she could not wait to go up and shred the villain of this cherry blossom country. At the critical moment, Gumo is still reliable. As expected of a man I value. Hearing the words of the audience outside the venue, Shimurashima's mentality collapsed even more. Play yourself as a monkey? Isn't it like being in a cage right now? And looking at Gumo's playful eyes, do you really see yourself as a monkey? An anger erupted in Shimura Shimo's heart. Before he could exert his strength, beams of sword light directly pierced his skin. Shong! 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 The terrifying sword intent directly cut off his wrist meridians. At this moment, he can no longer seal. A look of despair appeared in his eyes. It's not even close to Gumo's body. Is it about to lose? Do not. I cannot be reconciled. Boom! A huge spiritual power erupted in him. Fairy mode. I saw that his injuries recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ha ha. This is a skill that adult has acquired in a different world. Tremble. Mortal. I saw that Shimura Shima's figure flashed, and the speed of the explosion was several times faster than before. One after another terrifying flames spewed out of his mouth. The air seems to be getting agitated. The flames in the sky are killing Gumo directly. The dual field at this moment is like a sea of fire. Just when the flame was about to touch Gumo, the floating lightsaber appeared directly in front of Gumo. A huge sword light directly split the terrifying flames. Shinfa 1 super large jade spiral pill. A huge terrifying typhoon appeared in the hands of Shimura Shimo. The terrifying wind blade giant ball makes people unable to breathe. In an instant, the 100-meter gigantic ball of light smashed directly at Gumo. The audience present was shocked by Shimura Shima's skill. How is this possible? This 100-meter large terrifying light ball can be displayed by a Tier 3 professional? How much spiritual power does he have? Is Gumo going to lose this time? The audience closed their eyes and couldn't bear to see the tragic state of Gumo being hit by this huge ball of light. Only the few people in the first row remained the same. They all believed that Gumo would be fine. No swordsman has broken through to Tier 3 for 200 years, but Gumo did it. What miracle could not have happened to him? Shong! 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 I saw the 3 lightsabers quickly spread out. The shocking sword intent erupted directly from these 3 talent formations. This sword intent directly condenses into a terrifying lightsaber. Slashed directly at the 100-meter light ball. Boom! A huge explosion sounded. The sky is shattering. The earth collapses. Endless fire spreads over the duel arena. Like an atomic bomb exploded. A mushroom cloud is rising. This huge sound directly made everyone tinnitus. In the blink of an eye, the 3 lightsabers reappeared next to Shimura Shima. The endless sword light directly chopped up his limbs and meridians. What? This trick of mine can easily kill even a Tier 5 professional. That move in another world is called the strongest move. How can I lose? Why can't you beat that Gumo? Endless despair filled his heart. How can such a person be defeated? There is absolutely no way anyone of the same level can defeat him. When Shimura Shima looked at Gumo, Gumo was still standing with his hands behind his back. B2W-. He's completely broken. Hasn't he done his best yet? Just when he was about to open his mouth to surrender, a sword light slashed directly to his chest. At this moment, he has no spiritual power at all. Fall straight from the sky. Click. A crisp bone-shattering sound appeared. Shong. 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 Dozens of terrifying sword lights flashed again. At this moment, Shimura is really already a blood man. All the extraordinary meridians and 8 meridians were abolished. Even the bones were smashed and fractured. With the referee's announcement of the end of the game, everyone was relieved from the scene of the shocking sword just now. When everyone saw the bloody man lying on the pitted duel arena, they immediately cheered. This fight is really fun to watch. These 2 Tier 3 professionals actually showed the momentum of Tier 5 peak. Just the 100-meter large terrifying light ball makes people tremble all over. And Gumo was able to smash that ball of light directly. Defeat Nashi Murakami directly. Or just like an adult madly flattening a child, directly beating Nashi Murashima. The audience outside the venue directly and spontaneously shouted the name of Guxin. Guxin! You are my god. This is the real arrogance. What kind of arrogance are the people of the shit cherry blossom country? 35. Sakura country? That monkey-like person just now deserves me to be arrogant in China? Gu Mo, the big boss, is a fight for us. Even the patron saint of Pengcheng, Liao Yuan, who was at the peak of the 7th rank, couldn't help shouting the word Guxin along with the audience. Without him, this battle is really amazing. Qian's, even his 3rd order peak strength can't catch the 100-meter large terrifying light ball. And Gu Mo caught it with ease. By the way, he also killed Shimurashima from the Sakura country. China has such arrogance, it is really a blessing for China. At this moment, Liao Yuan doubts whether all the luck of the swordsmen in the past 200 years has been brought together by Gu Mo. Otherwise, how could Gu Mo's strength be so perverted? Even the youngest Poison Emperor who has stepped into the peak of the 8th rank may not be able to compare to Gu Mo in the 3rd rank. I saw Gu Mo slowly walk out of this ruined duel arena. As soon as he stepped out of the arena, he saw the Onmyoji in hunting clothes, and the Onmyoji said with a smile on his face, "Is Huaxia proud of the first day? I look forward to your duel rules." 35. The Onmyoji's dispassionate words made people think that the bloody man lying on the field was not his fellow classmates. Gu Mo was also staring at him at the moment and suddenly smiled. "Really? I hope you won't regret it when you meet me." Immediately, Gu Mo returned to the lounge. As soon as they entered the lounge, many Huaxia Tianjiao cheered. Chi-Chi gathered around Gu Mo and said in a loud voice, "Guxin, you are too fierce." 99. This is too cool, just beat up the ninja who pretended to be forceful. Guxin, I'm a fan of yours now. This is to win glory for the country. Every time I see Guxin use the sword array, I feel so awesome. Tier 3 swordsmen are the period when swordsmen really exert their strength. The sword formation is invincible. Gu Mo shook his head and smiled. It's just an S-rank ninja. Not worth mentioning. Then he found a corner and began to practice the Daluo sword cannon. Unconsciously. The 5th game of the big competition has begun. S-Class Onmyoji Abe Simon vs. S-Class Bright Knight Wu Xianqing. The fact that his family members dared to name him Abe Simon is enough to show their recognition of the talent of this Onmyoji. He is the direct son of the first family of the Sakura Kingdom, known as the most talented person among the Onmyoji. On the day of his birth, Bai Guiyi was congratulating him. Gu Mo is also staring at the big screen with his eyes open at the moment. The S-rank Bright Knight will fight against this Onmyoji, unless the Onmyoji can crush Wu Xianqing with absolute strength at 800. Otherwise, this class of light is the most restrained from this ghost. War is imminent. I saw this Wu Xianqing exuding bursts of dazzling golden light. A night spear kills Abe Simai directly. Gun out like a dragon. The golden spear was about to pierce this Abe Simai's chest in an instant. I saw Abe Simai stretched out his right hand and squeezed. Just let the spear stop moving forward. Hold it tightly in your hand. Then he waved his hand and threw Wu Xianqing into the air. Abe Simai murmured a spell in his mouth. There are terrifying spiritual power fluctuations around the duel arena. 10 fifth-order ghosts appeared beside Wu Xianqing. Bang! 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 Wu Xianqing waved his spear and resisted the attack of these ghosts. A streak of holy light radiated from him. But these holy lights are actually useless to these ghosts. Ding! 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 I saw a horse with a silver helmet appearing in the duel arena. Wu Xianqing immediately rode up. One after another dazzling light appeared on his body. Crazy against these ghosts. The scene at the moment seems to restore the appearance of Gu Mo and Shimurashima. Wu Xianqing had no way to destroy these monsters at all. Time passed bit by bit, and Wu Xianqing was covered in sweat at this moment. Spiritual power is gradually running out. I saw this ape Simon looking at the camera provocatively. Those contemptuous eyes seemed to say that Huaxia was being toyed with by me. Immediately, the audience outside the venue was angry. The Onmyoji of the cherry blossom country is too arrogant. There are 200,000 spectators outside the stadium. One mouthful of saliva could drown him. How dare you be so arrogant? He'll know he's wrong when the big boss Gu Mo confronts him. Although the ghost summoned by Simai Abe is very terrifying, the fifth order ghost summoned by Tai Chi Kingdom can be instantly killed by Gu Mo. This ghost Gu Mo must also be killed instantly. I don't know what he is arrogant about. Gu Mo looked at Abe Simai's arrogant look on the screen at the moment, and his eyes were also cold. Is he declaring war on me? Do you want to use the same move to destroy my classmates? Hope Wu Xianqing doesn't do stupid things. At this moment, Gu Mo can already see that Wu Xianqing can't be this Abe Simai's opponent at all. I'm afraid that the entire China, except for himself, can't even kill the ghosts he summoned at will. Bang! 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 Pentagram spell. A huge formation appeared at the feet of Abe Simai. The endless terrifying spiritual pressure rushed directly to Wu Xianqing. The earth around Wu Xianqing collapsed instantly. The warhorse under him was instantly smashed away by this spiritual pressure. Ebe, the defensive equipment on his body is dissipating little by little. The geniuses in the lounge felt this terrifying spiritual pressure, and they couldn't help but sweat for Wu Xianqing. Is this Abe Simai so strong? Almost every opponent it fights is easy to win. In this game, except for Gu Mo, who did not use most of their strength to defeat the opponent. The terrifying Ryatsu directly caused the audience outside the arena to break out in cold sweat at the moment, and they all showed fear. This Abe Simai is too strong. This is the 4th place among the freshmen of Shanghai University. What kind of monsters are the freshmen of this class? 35. I think Wu Xianqing should surrender quickly. This Abe Simai used 2 moves to make him look like this. At this moment, Wu Xianqing was madly running his spiritual power, and streaks of golden light flashed on him. At this moment, all the buff skills he can use are stacked on his body. But still useless. Wu Xianqing immediately raised his hand and surrendered. I saw this Abe Simai said disdainfully. Surrender directly? Are Chinese people so spineless? No fun. Gu Mo is also staring at Abe Simai with a little interest at the moment. If it's just this kind of attack, do you have the confidence to say this sentence to challenge me? Fortunately, Wu Xian cleaned up his wisdom, otherwise if the pentagram spell was formed again, he would definitely be crushed into a powder. Before you know it, the top 16 of the national competition has appeared. Only 5 people from Shanghai University, Gu Mo, Lin Rukin, Xiao Chu, Feng Kiki, and Liao Yongtao made the cut. Everyone also went straight back to the room and started to rest. Tomorrow's opponents are not weak. The next morning. It has come to the day when the national competition will be 16-8. The loser has another round of battle to compete for the 9th and 10th place. All the arrogances have been frightened by the terrifying strength displayed by Abe Simai. You and others can't say that you have defeated Wu Xianqing, let alone Abe Simai who easily crushed Wu Xianqing. I just hope that the 2 perverts Gu Mo and Abe Simai will not be encountered during the lottery. I saw that Abe Simai directly drew number 1. When Gu Mo takes the stage, pick up the label in his hand and look at it, it is also number 1. The showdown between the 2 strongest in this competition. The people are all happy now. Abe Simai is definitely not Gu Mo's opponent. They have absolute confidence in Gu Mo. If Gu Mo can abolish this Abe Simai, that is the best result. When the audience outside the stadium saw the result of the draw, they burst into astonishing cheers. At this moment, 200,000 spectators outside the stadium waved flags and cheered for Gu Mo. At this moment, Gu Mo couldn't help thinking in his mind when he saw the lottery number. Meet the people of Sakura country twice in a row. And all of them were met outside the top 10. Could it be that the official wants me to abolish these two Sakura people and then disqualify them from entering the cave? The more Gu Mo thought about it, the more he felt that his guess was correct. Otherwise, how could it be such a coincidence? The rarity of the cave is comparable to the king-level equipment. And once you get the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave, it is a treasure land that continuously generates resources. If luck is better, this cave is a cave with a long river of time. Then the flow of time in the cave is different from the outside world. Even the most inferior time cave heaven can achieve a 10-to-1 time proportional flow rate between the inside and the outside. After 10 days in the cave of time, only 1 day has passed in the outside world. If such a peerless treasure is obtained by the people of the Sakura country, it would be a direct financial aid to the enemy. It seems that today the people of Sakura must be abolished. Gu Mo walked straight into the duel arena with a burst of amazing cheers. I saw this Abe Simite smiled slowly. You said that if you were eliminated, how would the group of people outside the venue react? Thinking about it makes people look forward to it. As he spoke, he showed a hideous expression, staring at Gu Mo like a poisonous snake. Gu Mo also mocked directly in his words. The first day of the cherry blossom country? The heir of the first family of the Sakura country? 55. I want to see if the nondescript ghost you summoned can withstand the sword in my hand. 99. After today, whether it is Huaxia, Sakura country, or Taiji country, there can only be one first-day pride. That's me. Gu Mo. To deal with such a proud son of a noble family, as long as he is provoked, there is a high probability that he will not surrender for the sake of face. Unless he's really the kind of guy who gives up his dignity for his own good. This kind of thing related to the reputation of a country and a family, if he can surrender, then the people in his family will probably not let him go. With the referee's order, the game starts immediately. At this moment, Abe Simite doesn't seem to be affected by Gu Mo's trash talk at all. Immediately end the spell in your hands quickly. One after another, fifth-order ghosts appeared. I saw this Abe Simite pointed a finger. The terrifying spiritual power emanating from his body directly wraps these ghosts. When the ghosts came into contact with this spiritual power, their bodies instantly increased by 5 times. Giant ghosts more than 10 meters high appeared in front of everyone. The imposing manner it exudes makes the fifth-order professionals can't help being terrified. Seeing this monster is like being mentally suppressed. The 3 spirit swords are also protecting Gu Mo's side at the moment. The terrifying sword intent erupted suddenly. Directly and instantly cover the entire huge duel arena. Chong! 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 The earth began to tremble. There are violent fluctuations in the air. The piercing sword sounded. The audience outside the stadium only felt a pain in the flesh at the moment. This terrifying sword intent has overflowed into the audience. The audience outside the field were all stunned and directly activated the defensive skills to block the overflowing sword intent. At this moment, the audience only stared blankly at the terrifying 2 people in the arena. The physical torture of sword intent, the spiritual suppression of this terrifying ghost. Make the audience miserable. It's all starting to get bigger now. F***K, these 2 are too scary. It feels like being in the finals. It feels like these 2 are no longer in the same echelon as the others. 95. These 2 are completely TO level powerhouses, and the other Qingjiao can only be considered T1 level. 35. Some old people who have watched it for several sessions can't help but sigh at this time. Even in the finals of the previous years, the momentum of these 2 people's outbreaks was not as great. 35. This year is the right time. Seeing such a game is a complete success. Huaxia can produce such a peerless talent as Gu Mo. I have no regrets in my death. Liao Yuan in the first row was also staring nervously at the movements of the two on the field. He has a strong confidence in Gu Mo. This Onmyoji is definitely not Gu Mo's opponent. But how Gu Mo can abolish it is what Liao Yuan cares most about. If this person from the Cherry Blossom country is granted the qualification of the cave, his Onmyoji's ability to summon ghosts is very advantageous in the cave. If he gets the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave, then Huaxia will lose a lot of face. This person from the Sakura country has also been strengthened by other world props. If they get another cave, there will definitely be a top-level powerhouse again in the Sakura country. This is what Huaxia does not want to see. Just that there is a top powerhouse in this Cherry Blossom country, there is a faint sign of fighting against Huaxia. If there is another one, I am afraid that the Cherry Blossom country will directly declare independence. And now this era is a great world war. According to legend, there will be a peerless powerhouse of the Ninth Order in the battle of the world. Therefore, there will be so many arrogant demons born in this class now. In this era, Tianjiao must fight. One step at a time. At this moment, these three spirit swords came directly in front of this group of giant ghosts like lightning. Sword gang array. Hum. With a loud noise, the three spirit swords turned into three sword lights. There are more than 20 giant ghosts directly surrounded by this sword gang. Endless sword intent erupted in this formation. A terrifying blue sword intent appeared. Kill these ghosts like a school of fish. These ghosts also burst out with amazing aura in an attempt to disperse these sword intents. Directly cast various spells in the sword formation against this sword intent. One after another terrifying explosion came out from the sword array. There is chaos in the sword formation. Huge cracks appeared directly in the hard diamond. I saw Gu Mo put his hands together slowly. A mighty voice came out. Congeal. This sword gang formation instantly erupted with soaring sword intent. A small sword with sword intent dissipates directly. The entire sword gang array is filled with sword intent. At this moment, more than 24 terrifying monsters in the sword formation burst into blood. It turned into a powder directly. This is the S-class sword gang formation after the full explosion. The terrifying power of the Third Order swordsman's own skills. Everything in the formation will be directly smashed into pieces by the sword intent of this formation. Mountain. The audience outside the venue directly burst into exclamations, more than 20 enhanced Fifth Order ghosts in seconds? In yesterday's test, they knew how powerful these Fifth Order ghosts are. Just 10 unenhanced Fifth Order ghosts can directly press Shanghai's number 1 Wu Xianqing to fight. And this Wu Xianqing is a bright class that restrains ghosts. Now Gu Mo's instant formation of the big formation directly kills more than 20 monsters that are still strengthened in an instant. How strong is the real strength of this Gu Mo? Everyone couldn't help but be surprised. I'm afraid this is not the strongest strength of the two on the field. This is too fierce. Other Tianjiao encounters these two people, I'm afraid they won't be able to be instantly killed by them. This sword formation is also too terrifying. How could it be possible to directly strangle the ghosts in the formation and turn them into ashes? Other Tianjiao and these two people are not comparable at all. Even if the 14 Tianjiao of 800 off the field against one of them, they may fail miserably. 35. Everyone was staring at the big screen. A master of this intensity may miss a good show in the blink of an eye. The other top 16 talents in the lounge also widened their eyes. These two are really unbelievably strong. The difference between yourself and others is not even a star and a half from the two on the field. Champions will definitely be born among them. Skills of this intensity simply make everyone unable to bear the heart to fight against them. Everyone no longer expects the first and second positions at this moment. Just hoping to get a third place. Third, there are enlightenment pills and diamond-level equipment rewards. Afterwards, everyone started to look around, and all the people present were rivals for the third place. Liao Yuan, who was sitting in the first row, also lit up. $7. This sword formation can still be used like this. It can be said that as long as a swordsman is promoted to become a swordsman, he is basically invincible within the same rank. If this sword formation is used on people, it should be able to abolish the most talented onmyoji in the Sakura country, right? If anyone in China can enter the Ninth Order, it is either the Poison Emperor or Gu Mo. And Pei Qingming was also slightly taken aback, and then the corners of his mouth were slightly raised. Interesting. It can actually be a Fifth Order ghost after my spiritual power has been strengthened in an instant. Before everyone could react, Gu Mo took control of the spirit sword again. The three spirit swords came directly and instantly to Abe Saimai. The grand formation is on again. Sword gang array. One after another strong sword intent is distributed in it. Abe Saimai immediately used the spell. A streak of blue gas directly surrounded him. This sword intent is madly eroding the shields around Abe Saimai. Abe Saimai is also watching this great formation with great interest at the moment. An instant burst. Don't rely on spiritual power. Direct use of sword intent to urge. The fighters are all marching forward. I saw this. Abe Saimai shouted loudly. One after another terrifying aura radiated from his body. Boom! Squeeze those sword intents out of his body directly with bare hands. The sword intent was directly crushed into pieces. Gu Mo didn't expect that someone could crush his sword intent with his bare hands. This requires more than just a strong body. It takes a lot of mental strength to do this. Interesting, is it a spell to strengthen one's own attributes? I don't know if you can resist this trick. Shong. 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 One after another terrifying sword intent came out from Gu Mo's body again. The diamonds around Gu Mo instantly turned into streaks of powder. Go! This terrifying sword intent was directly introduced into this sword gang by Gu Mo. One after another sword intent phantoms appeared. With amazing momentum, he killed Abe Saimai. The strength of this sword intent directly surprised Abe Saimai. Such a powerful sword intent. His sixth sense told him that if he touched the sword intent with his bare hands again, he would be instantly smashed by the sword intent. This is the first person he has met who can confront him head-on. I saw him pinching out a few spells in an instant. In his hand, small shields like stars appeared. Star shield. Bang. 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 These two terrifying moves collide. There are afterimages of Abe Saimai in the big formation. There's a lot of wind and sand in the big array. The dazzling firelight should be in everyone's eyes. Even this shield containing stars can't resist this huge sword intent gradually. Abe Saimai gradually fell into the downwind. Bloodstains appeared on his body. I saw Abe Saimai propped on the ground with one hand. A huge pentagram appeared directly under his feet. Dazzling light illuminates the entire duel arena. One after another terrifying spiritual power appeared. Boom! This spiritual power exploded all over him instantly. A huge wave of spiritual power suddenly appeared. A huge sonic boom. All is silent. This sword gang formation was broken in an instant. The three spirit swords were sent flying. Gu Mo is also slightly surprised. Zero. Can you break my sword array? The strength is pretty good. It seems that this national competition will not be so boring. I saw Abe Saimai murmured in his mouth. Very well, this is the first time I've been hurt. You've successfully pissed me off. You will pay dearly. Speaking, this Abe Saimai has a black aura. The terrifying black line directly raised him slowly. The dual field suddenly became gloomy and cold. Come out. My servants. Tear up this lowly mortal for me. One after another black vortex appeared in the duel arena. A terrifying ghost emerges from every black vortex. In an instant, hundreds of ghosts and monsters of the Fifth Order peak spread all over the duel arena. A giant ghost appeared on the ground. There are also terrifying ghosts in the sky. 100 Ghosts Night Walk. Directly surround Gu Mo. And the huge vortex of Abe Saimai's skill is madly absorbing the surrounding spiritual power at the moment. It seems that something horrible is brewing. The dual field turned into a purgatory in an instant. The breath of death directly filled the entire 4.1 dual arenas. The audience outside the arena trembled when they saw so many terrifying ghosts on the field. It's like watching a horror movie. Is that human being? These hundreds of fifth-order peak ghosts. And the monster in the huge black hole must be beyond the fifth-order existence. The breath of death emerging from these ghosts made the 200,000 spectators hold their breath. What kind of monster is this? I'm afraid every ghost can kill a genius. Hundreds of fifth-order peak ghosts? Are you kidding me? Just the momentum can scare people to death. Can Gu Mo really do it? I'm starting to get a little worried. Everyone looked at Gu Mo worriedly. Despair appeared on the faces of 200,000 viewers. In this match, if Gu Mo loses, I can't blame him. A third-order deal with hundreds of fifth-order peak ghosts? This is something you can't even dream of. Liao Yuan, who was drinking tea calmly at first, also opened his eyes wide and stood up in vain, staring blankly at the hundreds of ghosts on the dual arena. How could the Onmyoji of this Sakura country be so strong? 35. Hundreds of ghosts. This direct consumption can consume Gu Mo to death. 35. And the monster brewing in the black hole on Abe Saimai definitely has a sixth-order strength. 95. How is this possible? No matter how strong and talented a Tier 3 person is, it is impossible to summon Tier 6 ghosts. Suddenly, Liao Yuan thought of something. It must be an item brought back from another world. Did the props from the other world directly raise Abe Saimai's 100 Demons Night Walk talent to a level above S rank? It must be like that. Only the props of another world will allow this Abe Saimai to summon so many ghosts of the 5th order peak and a 6th order ghost. There may be no props that can make people upgrade to double S level in the Earth Star. Even those dungeons in the Earth Star can't exist. Only that huge different world can produce geniuses of SS rank talent. At this moment, even Liao Yuan looked at these terrifying giant beasts with despair in his eyes. If that is the case, Dong Tian will probably fall into the hands of the Sakura Kingdom. This makes Liao Yuan, such a guardian envoy, willing. At this moment, Liao Yuan is ready to come off the field at any time to save Gu Mo. Can't let a peerless genius like Gu Mo fall. What if it's notorious? The closest place to this arena is the lounge. At this moment, the geniuses in the lounge have used their strongest defensive skills to resist the death breath emitted by these ghosts. If you are entangled with this death breath, you will lose a little lifespan, and at worst, it will instantly turn into a dead bone. All the arrogant people also looked at the big screen in despair. How to fight this? There are hundreds of ghosts at the peak of the 5th order. Even if Gu Mo can kill these hundreds of peak 5th order ghosts, there will definitely not be much spiritual power left. And in the dual arena, it is not allowed to use the soul returning potion. Not to mention what kind of monster is hidden in the terrifying giant hole behind Abe Saimai. But from the perspective of momentum and absorbed spiritual power, this monster must be a 5th order or higher existence. How can Gu Mo, who doesn't have much spiritual power, be the opponent of this 6th order ghost? I saw that this Abe Saimai was already covered with thin black lines at this moment, and his arms were wide open. The ghosts below knelt down as if they were visiting a king. My servants, let them know the horrors of my Sakura country. 359. Let them see what a real 100 Ghosts Night Walk is. Gu Mo, your day of death is here today. Go! Crush him for me. Hundreds of ghosts rushed directly towards Gu Mo. The entire arena started to tremble. At this moment, Gu Mo in the center of the storm is looking at the ghosts beside him with a calm expression, not afraid of these ghosts at all. The terrifying sword and tent around them directly smashed the death air. He even murmured in his mouth, Pity. It would be great if so many ghosts could gain experience points. This sound was directly transmitted to the audience's ears through the screen, and everyone was stunned. Gu Mo has been scared crazy. Brother, these are hundreds of ghosts. Also care about experience points. Should you say you are big-hearted or stupid? Just think about how to live. At this time, Gu Mo moved. The floating lightsaber fell directly into his hands. Chengying and Yaoxia's spirit swords also moved. 3 flowing rainbows directly cut through this purgatory full of death energy. Chong! 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 Sword curse! Step forward! One after another sword light slashed directly on the body of this group of 5th Order peak ghosts. Every time 3 sword lights appeared, a ghost at the peak of the 5th Order fell directly to the ground. The passive effect of step forward is superimposed crazy. Increase the power by 50% every time you cut a sword. Hunt time. The terrifying sound of sword cries appeared in the entire duel arena. Bang! 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 With the power of stepping forward, the power is superimposed. Almost every second behind, a monster of the 5th Order peak will die. Gu Mo at the moment is like a god of death. Crazy wandering among these ghosts. Chengying and Yaoxia also turned into sword lights to kill those ghosts floating in the air at this moment. Even Abe Saimai, who looked arrogant just now, was blindly looking at the fallen ghosts. How is this possible? This is the ghost of the 5th Order peak. How could he be killed so easily? This is the goblin summoned by my SS rank 100 Demon's Night Walk. Don't be afraid. When the monster behind me appears, even if this Gu Mo has sky-high strength, it will crawl under its feet. Abe Saimai could only stare at Gu Mo resentfully at the moment. Wait. Wait for these 6th Order ghosts to absorb the spiritual power and come out. The audience of 800 saw Gu Mo's heroic slaying the 5th Order peak ghost with his sword, and there was a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Maybe Gu Mo can really defeat that Abe Saimai before these 6th Order ghosts come out. Gu Mo boss rush. Handsome. Is this the swordsman? Kill 1 person in 10 steps. 66 go. Gu Mo. Hurry up and kill Abe Saimai before these 6th Order monsters come out. Now you say that Gu Mo can kill a 6th Order professional, and I believe it. This picture is simply art. There is no hesitation in every sword. Every sword hits the heart of these ghosts. Even Liao Yuan at the peak of the 7th rank and Wei Shiwening of the 6th rank are staring at the elegant and unrestrained figure in the picture at the moment. Their clenched hands now show their tension. At this moment, Gu Mo is getting closer and closer to Abe Saimai. The killing intent in Abe Saimai's eyes is getting stronger and stronger. These trash ghosts can't even stop a Tier 3 professional. 99. What's the use of leaving you? Give me nourishment. I saw a gray thin line suddenly come out from this black giant hole. This thin gray line directly dragged all the ghosts besides Saimai Abe into the black hole. A terrifying breath came out from this black hole. I saw a huge snake head appear before the black hole. As the ghosts were pulled into the black hole, the terrifying giant snake slowly got out of the black hole. The breath of death it exudes is enough to match the breath of tens of thousands of peak 5th Order ghosts. It seems that a glance can instantly kill a 4th or 5th Order professional. The breath of death that is so dense that it is almost substantial drifts into the duel arena. When the audience outside the venue saw the influence of this giant snake projected on the screen, they couldn't help but take a deep breath. Such a terrifying ghost. If Gu Mo comes out, he will definitely be invincible. Just one look makes me shudder. It's still across the projection screen. The onmyoji of this cherry blossom country is too scary. Everyone showed despair again. This time, I am afraid that the miracle will not happen. This big snake is about to crawl out of that huge black hole. Gu Mo can't kill him even if he uses the swordsman's strongest blow, Wuxiang's sword. After all, Gu-Mo has killed so many ghosts at the top of the fifth order peak at this moment, and the spiritual power consumption is probably a lot. At this moment, Liao Yuan sighed as he looked at the huge snake head in the black hole. It seems that it is almost impossible for Gu-Mo to win. Liao Yuan stared at the black hole on the field, and his whole body was tense. As long as the sixth order giant snake broke through the barrier in the black hole, he would go to the field as soon as possible to save Gu-Mo. Tier 6 ghosts are not something that a small Tier 3 professional can handle. If it is a real sixth order ghost, at least 5 to 10 people of the same order are likely to kill it. Although the sixth order ghosts summoned by the 100 Ghosts Night Walk are definitely not as strong as the real ghosts, this is the sixth order. No matter how weak you are, there is nowhere to go. Gu-Mo's heart tightened when he saw the snakehead that was about to break through the barrier. At this moment, although the black hole behind Abe Simai swallowed up many ghosts, but there are still a lot of blocks in Gu-Mo's footsteps on the field. Apart from killing these ghosts, there is no other way to approach Abe Simai. Gotta get up to speed. Otherwise, these sixth order ghosts can't be sure to deal with them. The previous use of a sword to open the gate of heaven was only executed when Bai Jingluan was trapped by Wei Shuening. Where would an ordinary sixth order stand like that time and let himself use his skills to kill? And the physique of this ghost is much stronger than that of humans. Even if you stand and let yourself kill, you may not be able to kill it. At this moment, the 200,000 spectators outside the arena also held their breaths and did not dare to make any sound. Shong! 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 One after another sword light flashed again. Fierce sword intent pervades the duel arena. These terrifying ghosts in front of Gu-Mo turned into pools of blood. At this moment, Gu-Mo is already racing against time. There's no room for slack. Draw your sword. Behead. Draw your sword. Behead. At this moment, Gu-Mo is directly transformed into a ruthless killing tool. A bloody long road was cut out by Gu-Mo. Just when Gu-Mo was only 50 meters away from Abe Simai, the black hole behind Abe Simai suddenly changes. One after another terrifying spiritual power came from it. The head of the huge python is already about to break through the barrier. Gu-Mo's pupils shrank when he saw the picture of the giant snake hitting the black hole barrier. No solution anymore. Looks like it's just a fight. Otherwise, you will only be defeated. Not only will the task not be completed, but even the progress of the floating lightsaber to break through to the king level will be delayed. I saw Gu-Mo jump directly into the air with his toes. Floating slash. Sword curse. Break the magic. A sword opens the gate of heaven. The terrifying sword intent erupted instantly. 100-meter-long sword light appeared in front of Gu-Mo. A chain of black thin lines are directly wrapped around this sword light. At this moment, Gu-Mo is like a majestic monarch. There was a cold look on his face that was not angry and self-righteous. The sword light in front of him just waited for his order to start the massacre. Cut. Shong. 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 The sky-like sound of sword chirping came out. Heaven and earth change. The thin black thread wrapped around the giant lightsaber directly eclipses the sunlight. Abe Simai of the Sakura country was also shocked when he saw this huge sword light. How can this Gu-Mo still have such a powerful move? Terrible so. Could it be that he was also strengthened by items from another world? Impossible. How could Huaxia get otherworld props? But the giant snake is about to come out. It's too late now. There was a smile on the corner of Abe Simai's mouth, and he came to the back of the huge black hole in a flash. This sixth-order giant snake head broke through the barrier at the moment and just wanted to get out. Boom! Accompanied by a huge sonic boom, the huge sword light slashed over the head of the sixth-order giant snake in an instant. Directly punched it back into the black giant hole. The black giant hole slowly dissipates. Abe Simai was also directly attacked at this moment. The surrounding fifth-order peak ghosts have already dissipated with the black hole. A mouthful of blood spurted out, and his face instantly paled. The joy was no longer on his face, and his eyes were dull and unbelievable. Why is Gu Mo so powerful? How is this possible? How can that be? Why was this giant snake thrown back into that black hole? At this time, Gu Mo slowly exhaled a turbid breath. It finally succeeded. So close. Gu Mo looked at his remaining 1,000 spiritual power points and directly turned it into a swordlight and slashed at Abe Saimai. Chong! 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 One after another blood spurted out of Abe Saimai's body. Thousands of swordlights directly made him a bloody man. Of money, Abe Saimai fell directly to the ground unwillingly, looking at Gu Mo with resentment in his eyes. I'm useless now. I can't get the Dongtian qualification. Damn Gu Mo. At this time, after a brief silence, the audience outside the venue burst into cheers. Gu Mo actually won. He actually did it. That's a sixth order ghost. When the heads of the sixth order ghosts were exposed, the audience closed their eyes and thought that Gu Mo had lost. Unexpectedly, an amazing reversal came at the end. He really did it. The audience went from amazement to shock to delight. Guxian. Invincible. Repel the sixth order ghosts. One word. This is Tianjiao? No. This is a monster. Whoever says swordsman is the most rubbish profession in the future, I will worry about him. Liao Yuan, who was sitting in the first row of the auditorium, also jumped with joy with both hands clenched at the moment. This is definitely more exciting than my son winning the national competition. Gu Mo actually managed to repel the sixth order ghosts. Miracle. Simply a miracle. In Liao Yuan's mind at this moment, Gu Mo is synonymous with miracles. First, it broke through to the realm of the unprecedented third-order swordsman. Then it smashed the sixth-order array. Now the sixth-order ghosts are repelled. Everything is so incredible. But Gu Mo managed to do it. The eyes of the Poison Emperor are indeed vicious. In Liao Yuan's view, Gu Mo's promotion to the peak of the Eighth Order is a matter of time. Liao Yuan was relieved when he looked at the Tianjiao of the Sakura Kingdom whose meridians were all broken. Fortunately, Gu Mo is not soft. Fortunately, the Onmyoji was directly destroyed. Even if this Abe Saimai can have any healing relic, it is impossible to recover in such a short period of time. When he recovers, the national competition will be over long ago. There is no mercy to the enemy, and the face of sixth-order ghosts does not change. After winning the game, he still didn't show a half-point of joy. Truly a genius. If you allow yourself to defeat such a powerful Onmyoji when you are 800 years younger, the joy on your face will definitely be unstoppable. Wei Xuaning's clenched brows were also relieved at the moment, and a smile appeared on that beautiful face. Gu Mo really did it. Directly defeated the first arrogance of the Cherry Blossom Country after being strengthened by other world items. At this moment, the first place in the national competition is Gu Mo's bag. If Gu Mo can still be recognized by the guardian spirit of the cave, then he can soar directly into the sky. There is no problem at all to advance to the peak of the Eighth Order in 5 years. Looking at Gu Mo's handsome face like jade on the screen, at this moment Wei Xuaning couldn't help but blushed. If only I were 5 or 6 years younger. Too bad Gu Mo is that girl. Otherwise, you have to pry the corner off. I don't know what happened to that Nizi in Beijing. In the lounge. At the moment, all the arrogances are staring at Gu Mo's heroic face on the screen. After half a day, Tianjiao here recovered from the shock. Damn it, Gu Mo's guy is really broken. This is really a heifer sitting on a rocket, and the cowhide went to the sky. Every time I see that terrifying sword, I am shocked. 35. I'm afraid that when Abe Saimai closes his eyes, Gu Mo's sword will appear in his mind. 35. At this moment, Tianjiao said excitedly, The boss Gu Mo directly abolished this Abe Saimai this time, so we have another chance to enter the top 10. Hearing this, all the arrogances also reflected. They all showed emotion. Gu Mo, did this Abe Saimai abolish this so that we could get one more person to enter the cave? Otherwise, Gu Mo can directly defeat this Abe Saimai. Gu Mo, this is the reason for us to offend the first pride of Japan. The father of the first arrogant in Japan is the guardian god of Japan, the supreme powerhouse of the Eighth Order peak. The crowd even bowed directly to Gu Mo on the big screen. Lin Riken and Xiao Chu's eyes showed a hint of firmness. I have to work hard to catch up. I don't want to narrow the gap between Gu Mo and Gu Mo. Feng Kiki looked at Gu Mo's handsome face at this moment, and his eyes were already staring. Worship a person's eyes cannot be hidden. Feng Coco is also eager to improve his strength. Otherwise, how could a second-tier professional like me compete with Teacher Wei? Brother Gu Mo, I will definitely try my best. Will definitely try to be someone who can help you. At the moment in the Temple of War. This is the most sacred place in China. As long as you can enter the Temple of War, you must be the powerhouse of the Eighth Order peak. And he is a peerless powerhouse who has made great contributions to China. The 9 peak 8th ranking bosses are also watching this competition all the time. When they saw that Gu Mo successfully dethroned Abe Saimai, they also smiled knowingly. This time, the 2 people from Sakura country and Tai Chi country have nothing to say. 95. They can't even enter the top 10 of the National Grand Competition. How dare they come and beg us to let their children enter that cave? 39. At this moment, there is a hot-tempered Eighth Order peak directly muttering. They dare. If they dare to come to Huaxia, I will let them lie down and go out. Thinking that you entered a different world and got a baby, then you forgot who is the father and who is the son. The Poison Emperor on the side looked at Gu Mo's face on the screen with a grim expression. Well, am I right? Gu Mo, this boy surprises me every time. 39. I've been following him since his college entrance examination competition. Maybe he stepped into the peak of the Eighth Order faster than I expected. The old man sitting in the first seat also admired Gu Mo's performance in his eyes. Xiao Wu and the old man have the same opinion as me. This Gu Mo will become a great thing in the future. He is a person who can make people's eyes shine every time. Maybe the person who stepped into the Ninth Order is not our old bones, but the guy Gu Mo. But it's hard to suffer those arrogances. If they were all in the past, I would have been the number 1 in the national competition. It's a pity that it's a great battle now. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for them. Hiss. The 8th rank peak powerhouses present here are all shocked, but the old man sitting in the first seat has never commented on a person like this. This old man is the oldest and strongest professional in China. He is also the most promising powerhouse to step into the Ninth Order. He has stayed at the peak of the Eighth Order for more than 100 years. How could he rate Gu Mo so highly? Everyone could not help but start to pay attention to Gu Mo. The words behind the old man also made everyone sigh. Great World War. There are both opportunities and risks. If you want to step into the Supreme Realm, you will definitely be full of bones under your feet. The 2 Eighth Order peak powerhouses present looked at each other and saw the helplessness in each other's eyes. These 2 are the fathers of Lin Riken and Xiao Chu. With Gu Mo here, I hope that the boy in my family will not be overwhelmed by the light shown by Gu Mo and lose his confidence. Even the 2 peak 8th rank powerhouses who have experienced various wars cannot guarantee that they will defeat Gu Mo at the 3rd rank. Not to mention the 2 boys who were used to living in brocade clothes and jade food since childhood. Gu Mo also walked back to the lounge without changing his expression. It's like beheading an insignificant character. When the geniuses in the lounge saw Gu Mo's return, they greeted Gu Mo like a general who had returned victoriously. A burst of cheers came from the lounge. Gu Mo, you are too fierce. Thank you, Gu Mo. For us, we eliminated a rival. Gu-mo, the scene where you cut off that onmyoji and cut off the 8 meridians is really handsome, dash. Many geniuses now regard Gu-mo as their idol. If Gu-mo is a little weaker, they can still regard Gu-mo as an opponent. But the strength shown by Gu-mo is really too strong. So powerful that these arrogances can only look up now. I don't have the slightest sense of confrontation with Gu-mo at all. If you ask a second or third order professional to fight against a person who can repel sixth order ghosts, unless the second and third order people are fools. After dealing with it, Gu-mo sat in a corner and started practicing. You must quickly increase your strength. Take that cave successfully into the bag. There is never a pie in the sky, and opportunities are reserved for those who are prepared. Gu-mo has to make sure that the secret cave behind him can be recognized by the guardian spirit without fail. And at this moment, the professional forum was detonated by Gu-mo again. Someone has directly uploaded the video of the battle between Gu-mo and the first onmyoji of the Sakura country on the professional forum. Huaxia Gu-mo vs Cherry Blossom's first day pride. The strength beyond the fifth order. When everyone saw the video with Gu-mo, they also clicked in for the first time. What you see is the picture of the national competition. Generally, the national competition will not be broadcast live, and it is usually edited and then shown on TV the next day. So everyone still doesn't know what happened in today's national competition. But they know that this group of Sakura people are ruthless, and almost every game is going to ruin Huaxia's arrogance. Almost instantly, this post received 9999 plus replies directly. When everyone saw the battle between Gu-mo and Abe Saimai, they all shouted for Cowhide. Especially when Abe Saimai unleashes the Night Walk of 100 Demons. Hundreds of ghosts at the peak of the fifth order appeared. Especially behind that Abe Saimai is brewing a big terror. Everyone began to look forward to Gu-mo's performance. Just by looking at the title, you know that this battle is definitely going to be won by Gu-mo. When everyone saw Gu-mo stepping into a group of hundreds of ghosts and monsters alone, their blood boiled. Except for Gu-mo, which third order dared to rush into the fifth order ghost group without hesitation. This is simply a massacre. I immediately started to shiver. I wouldn't dare to be so brave even in the fifth rank. This is too handsome. One person rushed into such a strong pile of ghosts. Damn it! Is this still Tier 3? This explosive power can be directly comparable to Tier 5. Especially until the end. Gu-mo cut out that peerless sword directly. Directly repelled the sixth order ghosts. Everyone watching the video couldn't help shouting Gu-mo Cowhide. Are these two still human? Why do I feel that I am a superfluous existence when I come to Earth? Defeat Tier 6 with one sword? It's so terrifying. Take a breath. The world is about to warm up because of today's video. Is this the first day pride of China? It seems that another Poison Emperor was born. The Poison Emperor took 8 years to reach the peak of the 8th order. I don't know how many years it will take Gu-mo. Just ask if you don't understand. This is the final of the national competition. Everyone began to look forward to the growth of Gu-mo. Can it break the record of the Poison Emperor's 8-year promotion to the world's top combat power? Before you know it, the 6-10 contest is over. The top 10 Shanghai University occupied 5 places. Gu-mo, Lin Rukin, Xiao Chu, Feng Kiki, and Liao Yongtao. Then 2 students from Aoki University advanced, and 3 students from Beiyuan University advanced. It can be said that these 10 players have already reserved the places for Dongtian. Everyone turned their attention to the second and third thrones. First of all, they must have no drama. There is a great god Gu-mo here. But the second and third, they can still compete. The next day. The last day of the national competition. It's finally here. At this moment, 200,000 spectators are already seated in the auditorium. They came today for nothing but one thing. That's watching Gu-mo ascend to the #1 spot in the country. In the duel arena at the moment, banners were raised by these audiences. All of them support Gu-mo. Gu Mo's powerful strength, enchanting appearance, and charming personality have deeply impressed the audience of 200,000. No. It can be said that it has conquered the audience all over the country. The 16-10 competition of the National Big Competition this morning was already broadcast on TV. At this time, there was a loud noise on the radio. The rules of the national competition ranking are as follows: each player will fight one-on-one according to the game order on the screen, and the winner will get a point. Points? There are still 9 battles left. Isn't this purely delaying one's own cultivation? At this time, Gu Mo said directly and slowly, "I don't know if it's possible to hit 9 directly." The audience erupted into an astonishing cheer. There is no one who doesn't want to see the style of the third-order swordsman again. If you really want to make Gu Mo one-on-one singles, you may only make one move every time you make a single shot and lose. It's so boring to look at. It's better to hit 9 directly, at least you can feast your eyes. All Jianxian were also taken aback when they heard this. They knew Gu Mo's character. This is definitely not to humiliate them, but to be out of trouble. After all, it takes 9 fights to defeat even with one sword. And their duel with Gu Mo will definitely be an ordeal. Empty. At this time, the person in charge of the God of War heard the audience's exclamations. He looked sideways, and the relieved expressions of those Jianxian who heard Gu Mo say 1,009 were put on his face directly. After pondering for a while, he came directly to the duel arena. Can. But if you lose this match, the points will be 0. If you win, you will be the first place in the national competition. Hearing this, the audience at the scene was completely boiling. All the top 10 arrogances of the national competition came to this duel arena. I saw the referee start. Gu Mo slowly raised his hand. "You make a move." The 9 Jianxian looked at each other and decided to use their strongest blow. Attack Gu Mo at the same time. One after another terrifying spiritual power emerged in the duel arena. Beside Lin Rukin, 100 terrifying third-order talismans floated in the air with the words. Xiao Chu directly turned into a dark red dragon. A big mouth madly absorbed spiritual power. Foam Keek's hands condensed a terrifying wind blade giant ball dozens of meters in size. The giant sniper gun in Liao Yongtao's hand also accumulates energy to directly aim in the direction of Gu Mo. The audience outside the venue are looking forward to how Gu Mo and others will face these terrorist attacks. Although these geniuses are not as powerful as him, these 9 terrorist attacks should not be underestimated. Bang! 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 The 9 Jianxian immediately started at the same time. A loud bang came out. Various runes in the sky are killing Gu Mo. A trail of terrifying flames also spewed out of the dragon's mouth. The wind blade giant ball hit Gu Mo directly. A lightning-fast laser cannon blasts at Gu Mo. I saw Gu Mo standing still. 3 spirit swords appeared beside him. Step on your toes. Just want to harden these attacks. Shong. 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 The 3-handled spirit swords instantly burst out with terrifying sword intent. This terrifying sword intent even made a Tianjiao's attack method dissipate in an instant. Sword curse. Shura 10 destroys. The 3 spirit swords emit a terrifying sword light at the same time. 30 gigantic sword lights rush directly to the skills of those geniuses. Bang! 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 A huge explosion spark emerges. The aftermath of the collision of spiritual power made the whole earth tremble. The originally intact dueling field was instantly turned into a rubble. It's like being hit by a cannonball. Gu Mo's figure has not stopped at this moment. Straight through the blast zone. Step forward. I saw a sword light flash directly. After the smoke cleared, Gu Mo had returned to his place. His clothes were as white as new, as if he had never experienced a battle just now. With his hands behind his back, he looked directly at the arrogances on the opposite side. And those geniuses looked at the corners of their clothes and were stunned. Quick! Too fast! A few sword lights flashed past him and others before he could react, and he was defeated. Such a complete defeat! Even the most powerful moves of the 9 of them did not shatter Gu Mo's clothes. This is really not someone of the same rank that can be defeated. At this moment, the cameras above the dueling field are aimed at the corners of the chests of each Tianjiao. At this time, 200,000 spectators at the scene responded. Gu Mo wins. Directly won with 1 enemy and 9. Instantly smashed the corners of the chests of these 9 Tianjiao. Suddenly, cheers came out from the mouths of 200,000 spectators like a wave of sound. First. Number 1 in the national competition. Gu Mo is invincible. This time, it can be clearly seen that sometimes 1 may be greater than 9. I can't blame these geniuses, I can only blame Gu Mo for being too strong. At this time, Liao Yuan and Wei Xuaning also had smiles on their faces. It is the first time that a national competition has appeared in such a 12 or 9 times. The two also stood up and applauded for Gu Mo. The first national competition is well deserved. Defeat the powerful S-rank ninja and then the S-rank on Myoji. In the end, they defeated 9 Huaxia by 1-9 to win the championship. It can be said that Gu Mo's national competition this time is extremely high in gold content. Amid the rounds of applause, Gu Mo returned to the lounge again to start practicing. Nothing is more important than cultivation. If there is, it is to enter the copy to kill monsters. Before you know it, the national competition is over. Gu Mo also came to the top of the podium at this moment. Standing on his right is Lin Rukin, the 2nd place in the national competition. Standing on the left is Xiao Chu, who is 3rd in the national competition. I saw Xiao Chu looked at Lin Rukin with an unconvinced face. Gu Mo doesn't have to think about it to know that these two are going to start bickering again. Everyday bickering. Both of them are disobedient people. It's normal to look down on each other, and since the two are not much different in strength, the duel is both a winner and a loser. At this time, Liao Yuan came to the podium with 3 jade boxes and 3 medals. The rewards were directly distributed to the 3 of them. The 3 of you are the arrogance of this session. You are all very good. Your achievements in the future are definitely limitless. Come on, young people. The 3 of you will wait for me in the lounge after receiving the prize. I will take you to the Chinese treasure house to choose diamond-level equipment. 35. Gu Mo nodded calmly. Lin Rukin and Xiao Chu were excited to hold the medal on their chests. They don't lack diamond-level equipment at all. There are a lot of diamond-level equipment in the family. However, for their healthy growth, after the 2 of them left the family, the 2 gods of war directly took away all the diamond-level equipment. They value the honor of this medal even more. Many TV station reporters also came to the 3 of them one after another, wanting to interview the 3 of them. Gu Mo shook his head and left directly. On the field, only Lin Rukin and Xiao Chu happily accepted the interview. 4.1. As a result, the questions these reporters asked were all about Gu Mo. Xiao Chu got excited when he heard Gu Mo, and immediately told him. Gu Mo. I can only say that it is an invincible existence. Even if I transform into that flaming dragon, I can't beat Gu Mo. The person I admire most in my life is Gu Mo. After he finished speaking, he showed an expression of reverence. When Lin Rukin saw the scene, he was not to be outdone. Gu Mo, the most talented person I've ever met. I will make Gu Mo my life goal and follow in his footsteps. 995. Gu Mo's talent is so powerful that even my father is not as good as Gu Mo. 35. Good guy, direct filial piety is strong. The reporter has the heart to broadcast this dialogue, but not the courage to broadcast it. Just as Gu Mo left the podium, the system prompt appeared. System prompt, congratulations to the host for successfully defeating all opponents in the national competition, winning the first place in the country, and completing the first task of reaching the top. Rewards: SS Level Skill Upgrade Card X1, S Level Sword Array X1. The mission is finally done. Wait until Gu Mo is back in the lounge. Directly check the role of this S-Class sword formation. Without him, the sword formation of the Third Order Swordsman is really too strong. And you can also fight without hands. If the enemy is trapped in the sword formation, you can even take a bench and knock melon seeds directly to watch the show. Liangyi sword formation, S-grade, used the huge sword intent to drive the spirit sword and instantly form a powerful formation that can bounce back its attack. It is a must-have skill for trapped people. It is impossible for 3 people of the same grade to break trapped enemy skills. And you only need 2 spirit swords to form a sword formation. Gu Mo looked at the sword formation in surprise. And this sword array can also reflect the enemy's 0-4 damage. If you use it when the enemy sends a big move, it belongs to let him shoot himself in the foot. 2 instruments Tai Chi formation. It is indeed terrifying. This sword formation also has no room for improvement. Although the sword array is powerful, the only disadvantage is that it cannot be upgraded. After reading the introduction of this big array, Gu Mo learned it directly, and then Gu Mo thought about which skill this SS level skill upgrade card was used for. Should it be used for the S-rank slasher, the S-rank Shura Tennis, or the S-rank Demon Breaker? These 3 skills are now Gu Mo's main output skills. After hesitating for a while, Gu Mo still used the SS rank booster card against the demon breaking. Although Magic Breaker is not a direct attack skill, it has saved Gu Mo many times. Its powerful special effect of breaking the spirit can be directly attached to the spirit sword. As long as Gu Mo uses the magic breaking style, all other skills can enjoy this buff bonus. And the combat skills Gu Mo is not lacking at all now, not to mention the 3 S-rank sword formations. It is said that those small skills are enough for Gu Mo. To deal with powerful bosses, you can directly use a sword to open the door. To deal with the general boss, you can use the 10 demons, and to deal with the mobs, you can directly use the front slash to harvest. System: upgrade the magic breaking style to SS rank. System prompt: congratulations to the host, the S-level magic breaking style has been successfully upgraded to the SS level. Gu Mo immediately looked at its properties curiously. I don't know how strong the SS level magic breaking style can be. Breaking magic formula, SS level, LVO. After use, it can be enchanted on the weapon. When the weapon hits the enemy, 10% of the enemy's maximum spiritual power will be deducted, and the deducted spiritual power will be fully fed back to the user. Duration 30 seconds, cooldown 1 hour. System tip: due to the upgrade to SS level of the magic breaking style, X100 skill points will be returned. Hiss. When Gu Mo saw this skill introduction, he couldn't help being surprised. Deducting 10% of the enemy's maximum spiritual power is no different from S rank. But the effect added later is a god-level skill. The deducted spiritual power value will be fed back to the user. As long as you fight against others, you can gain a steady stream of spiritual power. In this way, there is no need to worry about embarrassing scenes with no spiritual value. And the cooldown has also changed to an hour. It used to take 6 hours to cool down. This greatly improves Gu Mo's fault tolerance in the wild. Then Gu Mo added all the 100 skill points returned to the front slash. A streak of golden light appeared on Gu Mo's body. Step forward slash, S-grade, LV10 turns oneself into a sword light, quickly dashes towards the enemy and slashes a fatal blow, increasing the damage by 300% and consuming 100 points of spiritual power. Using it again within 5 seconds will result in a fatal blow. Increases damage by 60%, increases consumption by 100%, and returns spiritual power after beheading the enemy. The initial damage has been increased by 100%. Reuse damage increased by 10%. Not bad. The higher the activation damage, the faster the mobs can be harvested. After finishing these, Gu Mo opened the jade box. An emerald green elixir appeared in front of Gu Mo's eyes. A fresh and tangy scent permeates the entire lounge directly. Enlightenment Dan. Quality, red. Effect, it can improve the strength of one's own perception. The higher the perception, the higher the degree of improvement. Not sure about the effectiveness. Pill with red effect. It shouldn't be too bad. With the blessing of Daluo Jianxian, Kenshin Transparency, and Kenshin, your own Kendo Comprehension has a full 600% Kendo Comprehension blessing. Gu Mo swallowed the pill in one bite. A fresh medicinal fragrance blooms on Gu Mo's tongue. After eating, Gu Mo instantly felt more awake. Even the speed of thinking about problems has improved a lot. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for taking Dao Enlightenment Pill. The comprehension has increased by 200%. Increase your comprehension by 200% again. If this is to let other people know that Gu 817 can improve so much understanding by taking the Enlightenment Pill, I can't wait to kneel down to Gu on the spot. Even the former Poison Emperor's comprehension after taking the Dao Enlightenment Elixir was only 100%. It can be seen how powerful Gu Mo's perception is. At this moment, the other 9 Tianjiao and Liao Yuan, who was at the peak of the 7th rank, came to the lounge. I saw Liao Yuan slowly saying to the 10 geniuses in front of him with a serious look. First of all, congratulations on becoming the top 10 in the national competition. You are the 10 strongest people in China this year. I believe you all know the importance of the cave, right? 10 days later, we will set off at the land of the God of War at 10 o'clock on time for the cave. In addition, not only 10 of you entered the cave, but the young heroes guarding the border will also send 10 people to enter the cave with you. This cave restricts the ranks of entrance. Only professionals below the 4th rank can enter, and only 20 people can enter. I hope some of you can gain the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave. Hearing this, the eyes of all the arrogances lit up with fighting spirit. In the battle of the cave, relying not only on strength, but also a little luck. Gu Mo doesn't have much of an advantage in this fight. The advantage is in me. And the requirements of the guardian spirit of the cave are a bit strange. Some guardian spirits want to taste a dish, and if you make it, you will get its approval. Some guardian spirits require people with specific occupations to become their masters. There are also some guardian spirits that require professionals to perform their talents. It can be said that there are no rules to follow in the requirements of guardian spirits. It is now generally believed that this cave may be transformed after the death of high-level professionals. This cave guardian spirit is equivalent to the thought of this high-level professional after death. Then the 7 Tianjiao returned to the inner city residence again. Only Gu Mo, Lin Rukin, and Xiao Chu were left on the field. I saw Liao Yuan wave his hand, and a light boat appeared in front of everyone. Let's go. I'll take the 3 of you to the Chinese treasure house to choose equipment. This is a diamond-grade item. 100 enclosed light boats. According to legend, Liao Yuan's 100-fold light boat can traverse the whole of China in one day. After the 4 people entered the light boat flew out of the land of the God of War like a light speed. At this moment, all the professionals in Huaxia also know that Gu Mo has successfully reached the top and become the number 1 in the national competition. Various media, TV, and professional forums are scrambling to report Gu Mo's summit. This is almost a national carnival. Because Gu Mo's performance in this national competition is really wonderful. No, but it is said to be the most star-studded session since the national competitions of all dynasties. Almost everything about Gu Mo in the land of war has been reported by the media. First of all, with one enemy 10 Tianjiao from Suzhou and Hangzhou University came to challenge in an instant. Then avenge the classmates and break the 6th order array with the sword. Abolish the S-class Ghost Warlock, the first son of the Taiji Kingdom's first arrogant, the 8th order peak powerhouse. Defeat the terrifying Sakura Ninja again. When fighting with Sakura Country's 8th order peak son, Sakura Country's first Tianjiao. One person and one sword stepped on the Fifth Order Peak Ghost Group to kill. Then it was a sword to repel the Sixth Order Ghost. Directly abolished the first pride of the Sakura Kingdom. In the final battle for the first place, it was 1-9, and 9 of China's top talents were easily defeated. There is not even a single fold in the corners of the clothes after the battle. Under the media coverage, Gu Mo has become a hero. A miracle. Almost all professionals in the country today are discussing Gu Mo's deeds in the national competition. Everything that is said is so heartwarming. At this moment, Gu Mo is already the idol of all Chinese professionals. Especially his indifferent expression, as if winning everyone is insignificant. His opponent is probably only himself. Who in the younger generation can compare to Gu Mo? His deeds in the national competition can be said to be astounding. In the professional forum, the video comments of Gu Mo fighting are already 99 plus. And the video with the highest number of views is the battle video between Gu Mo and the Onmyoji. The terrifying strength of these two people is enough to make people stunned. Even through the image, you can feel the terrifying death breath of the Onmyoji summoning the 100 ghosts at night. But Gu Mo was able to kill and defeat him without changing his face. How many people can do this? This is someone who has only just entered his professional career for 3 months. At this time, the video of Gu Mo playing against the 9 geniuses was also uploaded at the moment. Coupled with professional editing, the people on the professional forum are completely crazy. Can I hit 9? I'm in a hurry. In an instant, the number of replies to this post skyrocketed at an alarming rate. Even more than that video of the showdown with Onmyoji. The video begins with Gu Mo standing in the arena and whispering to the crowd, "I don't know if I can hit 9. That shot was directly on Gu Mo's peerless face. The people watching the video went crazy. A few words appeared in everyone's heart, so domineering. F***K, is this the aura of a strong man? The 9 of you are too weak, let's go together. Love, love. Excuse me, does the male god Gu Mo have a girlfriend? If there is one, do you mind having one more? It's over, I'm a man and I'm about to be smashed by Gu Mo. When everyone saw the 9 Tianjiao release a powerful spell, Gu Mo rushed over without hesitation. I sighed directly in my heart, Gu Mo can keep his face unchanged no matter what he encounters. This is a terrifying move from the 9 strongest people in China this year. If it is other Tianjiao of the same rank, it may not be able to resist even one of the big moves. Gu Mo is always so confident and calm. As if nothing could make him panic. When everyone saw the sparks splashing around in the picture, the explosion scene couldn't help but be even more shocking. Just from the magnitude of those huge explosions, you can see how terrifying the moves of these 9 geniuses. A sword light appeared in the picture, followed by Gu Mo's figure standing with his hands behind his back. At this moment, the sound of the heart beating was edited out in the video, and when the picture turned, the 9 Tianjiao looked at the corner of his chest in a daze. The audience watching the professional forum has regretted it at this moment. Regret not buying the national tickets this time. Didn't go to see Gu Mo in person. This video clip is amazing. If you can cut it a little more. Gu Mo's isolated appearance is combined with the pictures of the arrogant heartbreak. Are you a million editor? Have you noticed that Gu Mo slashed the shirt corners of these 9 arrogances in an instant with one sword? It's so terrifying. The strength of Gu Mo's boss is probably comparable to that of the previous generations. Gu Mo is a genius beyond the times. Maybe we will see the statue of Gu Mo in front of the Temple of War in a few years. Of course, Gu Mo at the moment doesn't know what's going on in the outside world, Qian Dizhao. At this moment, the light boat slowly stopped. As soon as the 4 got out of the canoe, they saw rows of 6th Order professionals patrolling. When Liao Yuan took out a certificate, these dozens of 6th Order guards put 4 people into the passage leading to the Huaxia treasure house. As soon as you enter the passage, one after another terrifying formation appears in front of everyone. Gu Mo used his mental power to feel it, and the formation immediately gave off a terrifying atmosphere. The terrifying aura directly made Gu Mo suffocate. At this moment, Liao Yuan said slowly, "This formation is an 8th order formation. You still don't probe at will. 8th order grand formation. No wonder. This little breath that escapes makes me unable to resist at all. It is worthy of being the legendary Chinese treasure house." Unconsciously, everyone finally came to a stone gate. The 3 characters Shenbing Pavilion are written on it. At this moment, an old man with a terrifying aura appeared in front of the 4 in an instant. Liao Yuan saw the old man bow directly to him and handed a token to him. "Seniorly, this is the entry certificate. These 3 little guys won the top 3 in the national competition and came in to choose some diamond-level equipment." After the old man took the token and looked at it, he nodded, and then turned his head to stare at Gu Mo in admiration. "You are very good. Much better than when we old guys were young." Gu Mo is also directly modest. "This old man can make Liao Yuan at the peak of the 7th rank so respectful. I am afraid that his strength must be above the 7th rank." The old man waved his hand directly, and the formation of the Shenbing Pavilion opened instantly. "Xiao Liao, you also know the rules. Don't enter the floors above the 7th floor." Liao Yuan also quickly said yes. Then a few people entered the interior of the Shenbing Pavilion. This Shenbing Pavilion is actually an attic like its name. The first few floors are full of silver, gold, and platinum equipment weapons. This Shenbing Pavilion can be said to be one of the most important treasure houses in China. Almost 1 million pieces of weaponry are stored in this attic. Everyone went all the way to the 6th floor, which was filled with pieces of equipment and weapons that exuded dazzling light. All are diamond-level weapons and equipment. I saw Liao Yuan proudly say, "This 6th floor stores thousands of diamond-level weapons and equipment. These are the weapons and equipment donated by those seniors who fell in China or left by a few war gods. Go and choose. There are always weapons and equipment that suit you." 99. Thousands. Gu Mo was also slightly surprised when he heard the number. If all these equipments can be swallowed up by one's own floating light, I am afraid that the floating light sword can be promoted to a weapon above the king level. Then the 3 of them looked at these weapons with novelty. Even the direct sons of the Lin family and Xiao family have never seen so many diamond-level equipment. The 3 walked directly to these equipment weapons and began to choose. In the end, Gu Mo selected 5 diamond-level weapons with extremely powerful basic attributes. The other 2 were also selected. Liao Yuan looked at the 5 weapons in Gu Mo's hands and was puzzled, and then pulled the 3 of them out of the Shenbing Pavilion. At this time, Gu Mo felt that someone was spying on him. It should be the 8th order powerhouse. Is this deliberately checked to prevent students from taking more? After saying goodbye to the old man guarding the Shenbing Pavilion, Liao Yuan took the 3 to a mountain range in the southern border. There is actually a large defensive formation hidden outside this continuous mountain range. At this time, a 27 or 8-year-old young man suddenly floated in front of Baihe Feizhou. At this time, Liao Yuan bowed to the young man excitedly. The 3 of them were also surprised when they saw Liao Yuan's actions. This young man actually made Liao Yuan at the peak of the 7th rank so respectful. Could it be that he is the mysterious and abnormal Poison Emperor in the teleportation? It is rumored that he can only be seen when the water is posted. I saw the Poison Emperor Wu Xingling staring at Gu Mo, and Gu Mo was also staring at the Poison Emperor without any fear. I saw that the Poison Emperor suddenly touched his chin and laughed. "You're Gu Mo, aren't you? Not bad. It's barely comparable to my appearance. Come with me. I'll take you to Mingquan Pond." After talking about the Poison Emperor, he used his spiritual power to lift Gu Mo and flew directly to Mingquan Pond. Gu Mo also did not expect that the famous Poison Emperor would be so easygoing. Are you kidding yourself? At this moment, Liao Yuan and the others could only wait for Gu Mo's return on the Baihe flying boat. This is the territory of the Poison Emperor, Ebe. Without his permission, if you and others follow him, I am afraid that even if you and others are honorable, they will definitely be punished by him. Although the Poison Emperor looks easygoing, he is also a moody person. After a while, the Poison King took Gu Mo to a purple pond. Gu Mo stared at the purple spring water below. The spiritual power here can be said to be extremely rich. If you practice here, you will definitely get twice the result with half the effort. I saw the Poison Emperor murmured. Go! This is the black level item I got in another world. It's a pity that it can only be used by people below the 4th rank, but it's cheaper for you, kid. 35. Only one day. I'll take you out in a day. Black level props on top of red. And it was obtained in another world. I'm afraid the effect is even more terrifying. Fortunately, this item can only be used by people below the 4th rank. Otherwise, Gu Mo estimates that the Poison Emperor will not use this item as a reward for the national competition. Gu Mo jumped directly into this purple spring. The rich spiritual power directly makes Gu Mo feel like he can't breathe. Only one day left. You have to hurry up. One after another, the purple spring water madly stimulated Gu Mo's whole body. At this moment, Gu Mo feels that his attributes are growing rapidly. Gu Mo is trying to run the Daluo sword cannon. One after another spiritual powers swarmed directly towards Gu Mo. At this moment, where Gu Mo was located, a vortex of spiritual power appeared directly. Gu Mo was pleasantly surprised to find that he could gain 10,000 experience points by practicing here for 1 second. This is 100 times the effect of ordinary self-cultivation. As expected of a black level item brought back from another world. Gu Mo quickly took the time to practice. If you delay for 1 more second, you will lose 10,000 experience points. Unconsciously, 24 hours passed directly. System prompt. Congratulations to the host who passed the baptism of Minghua Pond and obtained X 500 strength points, X 500 physical points, X 500 speed points, and X 500 mental power. System prompt. The host has finished the training of the Daluo sword cannon, and this training has obtained a total of 6400 W experience points. Hiss. After soaking in this Minghua Pond for a day, I got a total of 2000 attribute points. This is exactly the attribute point that you can only obtain by raising the 3rd level to 10 level. And also gained more than 800 million experience points. Enough to level up again. The effect of this Minghuachi is really terrifying. It is indeed a treasure of black quality. If you can soak in it every day, wouldn't you just lie down and get attribute points? This reward is better than any enlightenment pill and diamond level weapons. Then Gu Mo raised his level to level 3 and level 7, adding all 200 attribute points to the speed. After a while, the Poison Emperor came outside the Minquan Pond. The moment he saw Minquan Pond, he was blinded. Why is the spiritual energy in this Minquan Pond so thin? The Poison Emperor stared at Gu Mo's face, and after a while, he said slowly, "Come on, I'll take you out." How did this kid soak in the one-day Dream Spring Pool's spiritual powers so thin? This Minquan Pond is at least thrown into the cave to recover for a few years before it can recover. Blood loss. I don't know how much the attribute value of this kid has risen. It actually consumes so much spiritual power. This kid is just a monster. Even if all the geniuses in my cave enter the Minquan Pond, they can't absorb so much spiritual power. The Poison Emperor sent Gu Mo to the Baiha flying boat as if he were sending away the evil star. In God of War. Gu Mo has returned to his room at this moment. As soon as he entered the room, Gu Mo couldn't wait to take out the 5 diamond level weapons. Put it directly next to the floating light sword and let the floating light sword swallow it. A burst of dazzling golden light directly illuminates the Gu Mo room. After a while, the floating light sword was already swallowed up. This time swallowing directly increased the power attribute of the floating lightsaber by 650 points. The speed increased by 600 points. There are only 5 diamond-level weapons away from becoming a king-level spirit sword. I don't know if I can get some powerful weapons in this cave. I hope the alien beasts in the cave can be stronger. For 10 days in a row, Gu Mo spent almost practicing. 10 days later, it was already the time when Tianjiao entered the cave. The experience points gained in 10 days of practice are pitifully small. The S-level Daluo sword cannon can no longer meet the huge experience requirement at this moment. Gu Mo misses that Huaxia very much now. If he can practice there for 10 days, he will definitely be able to improve his level again. What Gu Mo doesn't know is that the Poison King has pulled Gu Mo into the blacklist at this moment. His cave will never allow Gu Mo to come. What happened to Huaxia last time left a big psychological shadow on him. If you let Gu Mo enter his own cave, it won't be long before the treasures in the cave will be destroyed by Gu Mo to such an extent that the effect is greatly reduced. At this moment, Liao Yuan took these 10 Tianjiao directly onto his Baiha flying boat. All the geniuses were very excited. As long as you can get the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave, then you can survive without relying on your family in the future. Having a cave is enough for them to have the resources to become a powerhouse. They are all arrogant and arrogant people. How can they hope that every time they go out, they will be said to be the sons of so and so? I don't know how long ago, everyone finally came to a mountain range in the southern border. This mountain range is also surrounded by terrifying formations. On the top of the mountain, there are already several people waiting there. This time, the cave is within the territory of the Poison Emperor, so this time the Battle of the Cave is also arranged by the Poison Emperor. I saw that there were 10 arrogant geniuses beside the Poison Emperor. Liao Yuan led the 10 geniuses of the national competition to the Poison Emperor. I saw the Poison Emperor Wu Xingling said slowly. Everyone's here? Then let me talk about the rules of this battle in the cave. 55. There's only one rule, that is, you can't kill each other. If I find out, then even if it is approved by the cave, I will kill it and refine it into poison. Refined into poison. Forcibly refining people into poison. According to legend, when a wizard refines poison, he soaks it in various poisons for 7, and 49 days. And they have to suffer all kinds of cruel criminal laws, and they can only be refined into poisons by stimulating their grievances. As soon as this punishment came out, all the arrogant faces showed a trace of fear. Then the Poison Emperor Wu Xingling smiled again and said, "Of course, I don't care about normal competition, as long as it's not abolished or deliberately framed, it's okay. Don't think I can't find it, I have recorded your breath." At this time, Liao Yuan, who was standing beside Gu Mo, also said softly at the moment, "Looks like you guys have a formidable rival this time." The man on the opposite side was the first in the national freshman competition last year. S-rank assassin professional nightcrawler. 39. After he participated in the freshman competition, he volunteered to go to the frontier to hunt monsters and monsters. At this moment, he has reached the peak of Tier 3. The strength is unfathomable. Last year's national championship? Unfathomable strength? The evaluation that received such attention from Liao Yuan also listed him as one of the strongest competitors. Looks like an opponent. Gu Mo followed Liao Yuan's gaze to look at the Tianjiao. I saw that he looked rebellious, and he didn't seem to put anyone in his eyes. The 2 twin sisters next to her are also extremely powerful. Sister Song Mingru is an S-class professional bewitching demon, and her sister Song Mingxiue is an S-class professional ice warlock. They followed their fathers to the frontier directly after the college entrance examination. They are also 1 year older than you, and their strength has also reached the level of the 3rd order peak. Gu Mo's eyes turned to the twin sisters again. Gu Mo was stunned when he saw the faces of the 2 sisters. The skin is as white as jade, and that pretty face has no flaws. It's like stepping out of a painting. Those 2 people couldn't help heart-pounding just standing there. It can be said that the appearance of these 2 people is comparable to that of Wei Shiwening. A temperament is so cold and beautiful, as if the world can be frozen. Like a cold queen. Makes you feel like you want to conquer. A temperament is like fire, as if it can melt all the injustices in the world. At this moment, the hot-looking Song Ningru also saw Gu Mo's gaze and threw a wink at him. Gu Mo's heart was pounding at this moment. A ghost in the dark. Eat my grandson. Wrong. What's wrong with yourself? Gu Mo wakes up instantly. Is this the bewitching demon? Let yourself be tricked without knowing it. If it wasn't for his mental strength, he might have been bewitched by her. At this moment, the arrogance of Jianxian can't help but be moved when they see the beauty of the two. They had never seen such a beautiful woman. Liao Yuan, who was at the peak of the 7th rank, saw the expressions of these 10 Tianjiao in his eyes. It turns out that only Gu Mo and Feng Kiki are awake now. Others have already been caught in the spell of the bewitching demon. Liao Yuan sighed slightly in his heart. Hey, these guys are still too young. How could you be bewitched so easily? Shan. Just when they were about to sink, Liao Yuan snorted coldly. Everyone wakes up. Immediately his face changed greatly. You and others are the arrogance of this national competition. How could it be so easy to fall into the spell? The 8 of them have lost their face before they even started the battle for the cave. Everyone's faces instantly turned embarrassed. I only saw Song Ningru, the bewitching demon, covering her mouth and laughing softly. You guys are so young. When you meet my sister later, you have to be gentle. A series of soft and charming voices came into everyone's ears, and everyone couldn't help but tremble slightly. Everyone had a clear understanding of Song Ningru's strength. Is a strong opponent. And Song Mingxue by her side is definitely not too weak. And the most August 17th among them is the S-rank Night Walker, who is definitely stronger than them. Everyone's hearts could not help but dignified. The meaning of the Poison Emperor just now was to encourage competition in the cave. As long as all the Tianjiao can come back completely when the cave is over. It seems that this Dongtian battle not only needs to guard against Gu Mo, but also takes care of the arrogance from these borders. All are potential opponents. There is only one goal for everyone, and that is to gain the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave. The pressure of the arrogant people instantly increased. At this moment, the Poison Emperor Wu Xingling said directly, Okay, don't make trouble. Now I will open the tunnel to the sky. 99. After you enter, you must ensure your own safety as soon as possible. After speaking, the surrounding of the Poison Emperor Wu Xingling instantly burst into the sky-shattering spiritual power. One after another purple aura emerged from his body. There are dark clouds in the sky. Boom! Suddenly, the space above the mountain was shattered by him. A long space crack appeared in front of everyone. The terrifying aura made everyone turn pale. Is this the terrifying strength of the 8th order peak? A direct attack will open up a space tunnel. The time is only 1 minute. After 1 minute, this cave tunnel will dissipate. Come in quickly. Everyone is very excited at the moment. Finally able to enter this cave. I saw a figure flashing directly into the cave. Gu Mo is also the first to enter the cave in the shape of a ghost at this moment. As soon as I entered this space tunnel, I saw a meandering river floating above this cave. For a while, Gu Mo was already in the cave. The meandering river just now is definitely the legendary river of time. It's a hell of a time. I was so lucky to enter a cave of time. The probability of time caves appearing in the history of human professionals is extremely low. At present, there are only no more than 100 caves of time on the bright side of Huaxia. It took 200 years for such a thing to appear. One can imagine how precious this time is. I don't know what the ratio of the flow rate inside to the outside is. This time, in the battle of the cave, you must win the guardian spirit of the cave. One after another strong spiritual power filled the air. Gu Mo felt this spiritual power and was instantly overjoyed. The spiritual power in this cave is 5 times as much as outside. Wouldn't it be possible to increase the training speed of the Daluo sword cannon by 5 times? Then Guimo looked around. No one was there. After entering the cave, the place where everyone appears is completely random. At this moment, other people who entered this cave also saw the long river of time that was in the void that day. Everyone is boiling up. It's actually a long river of time. With this long river of time, whether it is to establish power or plant magic medicine in the cave, it will have at least 10 times more time than others. And it is said that there is a high probability that powerful treasures will appear in this time and cave. The Poison Emperor only gained a long river of time that year before his strength improved by leaps and bounds. It took 8 years to improve to the peak level of the 8th Order. I saw a countdown panel appeared in front of Guimo. Countdown to the end of the cave, 10 days. Can you only stay in this cave for 10 days? I don't know how to get the cave guardian spirit out. No matter, go hunt and hunt monsters first. Let's explore this cave again. See what rare treasures are in this cave. It should take 10 days to find the guardian spirit of the cave. Then Gumo's figure flashed and he started the journey of hunting monsters. A day goes by in a flash. At this moment, Guimo has already hunted down all the monsters in this piece. We have obtained more than 10 pieces of gold-level equipment and many silver-level equipment. The only regret is that I didn't encounter a 5th Order monster today. Gumo's experience points are also rising. Directly raised the level to the 3rd and 8th level. The 200 attribute points obtained are also added to the speed by 0. At this moment, a faint fragrance came from the front of Guimo. Is it some kind of genius treasure? Guimo walked directly and cautiously towards the fragrance. A spooky cave appeared in Gumo's eyes. It's actually in this cave. I don't know if there are aliens guarding it. Guimo entered the cave directly. Walking through a winding path that spreads downwards, it can be said that you can't see your fingers. Now Guimo has reached the bottom of the cave. Guimo took out the prepared torches from the storage space and lit them directly. The bottom of the cave is even more unique. After drilling this narrow hole, there is a flat ground. At this moment, all the Scarlet Eyes suddenly looked towards Guimo. Guimo looked at the Scarlet Eyes and saw that it was a spider climbing on the cave wall. Above the huge body of this spider is a terrifyingly twisted human face. Guimo immediately threw an exploration technique at it. Man-faced spider. Template, Elite. Level 4 and Level 2. Skills, Spider Silk Wrap, Poison Mist Attack, Tough Claws. Introduction, the terrifying monsters living in the Linghu Cave, often appearing in groups in underground caves, are extremely powerful. Be prepared to die when you are entangled in their spider silk. Tier 4 Monster. Still an elite template. I'm afraid there is a boss level or lord level monster among this group of monsters. Hope these monsters are stronger. In this way, the effect of that exotic treasure should be even better. After reading the attribute introduction, Guimo directly sacrificed the 3 spirit swords without hesitation. The light emitted by the 3 spirit swords is extremely conspicuous in this thin black cave. At this time, these human-faced spiders also felt the strong sword intent in the air. Immediately let out a roaring sound like a man. More than a dozen human-faced spiders spit out spider silk in the direction of Guimo at the same time. The overwhelming tenacious spider silk slaughtered towards Guimo like lightning. Guimo immediately controls the 3 spirit swords. Step forward. Chong. 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 The spider silk, which was as hard as iron just now, was cut open the moment it touched the blade. There was a trace of fear on the twisted and ferocious face of the human-faced spider. One after another sword light slayed these spiders hanging upside down on the wall. The dazzling light emitted directly illuminates the entire cave. System prompt: congratulations to the host for killing a level 42 elite level human-faced spider and obtaining X20W of experience points. A burst of System 04 prompts came out. The human-faced spider in front of Gu Mo died in waves of sword light. To actually kill this human-faced spider can get 200,000 experience points. This place is right. Just now Gu Mo easily killed more than a dozen human-faced spiders. Earn more than 3 million experience points directly. Then Gu Mo walked directly into the plane again. Chong. 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 There are more than a dozen human-faced spiders climbing on the wall almost every distance. Gu Mo directly brushed up the experience points happily. After a while, Gu Mo felt that the fragrance was getting stronger and stronger. Gu Mo directly extinguished the torch in his hand. It looks like I'm about to see that strange treasure. I saw a blue ice core appear on this plane. This blue ice core emits a faint blue light. And just around this blue ice core, a terrifying spider is guarding it. Is there no boss? Gu Mo couldn't help but feel a little disappointed in his heart. Gu Mo threw an exploration technique at the ice core. Extreme Ice Flower, Immature. Quality, Red. Effect, after maturity, taking it can increase mental power by X 500 points and reduce water damage by 50%. Red quality exotic treasure. You can actually add 500 points of mental strength. The most important thing is that it can directly increase the water damage reduction after taking it. This is definitely a divine treasure. Gu Mo's face suddenly became happy. The three-handled spirit swords turned directly into sword lights and killed these human-faced spiders. Suddenly, green blood stained the earth. The human-faced spiders next to him also discovered the existence of Gu Mo and directly killed Gu Mo with huge cobwebs. The three-handled spirit swords were still slaughtering the man-faced spider at the moment. Gu Mo had no choice but to escape the cobweb's attack in a flash. Boom! The place where Gu Mo was just now is now in ruins. A burst of dust and smoke filled the air directly. At this moment, the huge scarlet ant appeared in Gu Mo's field of vision. Hiss! There really is a boss. How could there be no boss in this red-level exotic treasure? Gu Mo immediately threw an exploration spell. The Spider King with Human Face. Template, Lord Level. Level 4 and Level 10. Skills, Cobweb Entanglement, Poisonous Fog Attack, Heaven and Earth Net, Sound Wave Surround. Introduction. The king of human-faced spiders living in Linghu Dongtian is considered to be the top level in nursing caves. It relies on sonic attacks and spit out hard spider silk to kill countless opponents. It's still a 4th-order Great Perfection Lord-level monster. Gu Mo's eyes lit up when he saw this human-faced Spider King. This wave is absolutely right. I don't know what this Lord-level boss can do. I saw this human-faced Spider King spit out human words and said excitedly, "Human? It's actually a human. I haven't tasted human flesh for a long time. You still want to steal my exotic treasure? Damn it!" Gu Mo ignored the words of the human-faced Spider King and directly accelerated and controlled the 3 floating lightsabers to eliminate these elite human-faced spiders. Shura 10 destroys. Chong. 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 The terrifying sword intent directly permeates the entire underground cave. One after another terrifying sword light directly killed these human-faced spiders. I saw this human-faced Spider King flashing and spraying poisonous mist directly at Gu Mo. Gu Mo's whole body immediately condensed bursts of sword intent. Directly dispel the surrounding poisonous mist. Bang! 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 One after another, huge spider webs rushed towards Gu Mo. Break the magic! Shura 10 destroys. Gu Mo instantly casts 2 skills, and one after another terrifying sword light kills the spider web. Boom! A huge explosion of spiritual power is generated in this underground cave. Immediately shake the mountain. This underground cave seems to be collapsing. I saw this human-faced Spider King's eyes immediately let out bursts of harsh roars. One after another huge sonic attack was sent out from its mouth. Gu Mo is also not afraid at this moment. Just in time to try out the newly acquired sword array. When this burst of sound waves is about to attack Gu Mo, the two spirit swords are directly in front of Gu Mo. Two-year sword formation. Hum. A terrifying sword intent came out. A large array of black and white fish patterns instantly appeared in front of Gu Mo. Boom. The moment the 817 waves of 817 attacks hit the big formation, they were directly bounced back and quickly killed the human-faced Spider King. This human-faced Spider King was still smiling, thinking that he could kill this human directly. Unexpectedly, the two polarities are reversed directly. His sonic attack was actually bounced back by that formation. This human-faced Spider King immediately jumped to the other side of the wall. At this moment, the floating light sword turned into a sword light and killed it. A sword opens the gate of heaven. A terrifying sword light condensed directly in front of the floating light sword. Don't wait for this human-faced Spider King to react. Immediately cut the human-faced Spider King into two halves. On its corpse, bursts of dazzling silver light appeared. There is also a red light emerging. System prompt: congratulations to the host for beheading the level 50 Lord level monster beast-faced Spider King and gaining experience X1E. The human-faced Spider King drops: Platinum level weapon spider silk bracelet, Platinum level equipment spider silk gauntlet, human-faced spider lair X1. 100 million experience points. Not bad too. If you have a few more, you will be able to break through a level directly. Then Gu Mo looked at the dropped equipment. This platinum level weapon is a bit interesting. It can directly spit out spider silk. This spider silk gauntlet has no powerful effect, and the added attributes are far less than the dragon gauntlet currently worn by Gu Mo. Then Gu Mo looked at the last prop with bursts of red light. Man-faced spider lair. Quality: red. Effect: the 4th order elite level human-faced spider X1 can be produced every day, and the 4th order peak lord level human-faced Spider King X1 can be produced every month, and the generated monsters will unconditionally obey the owner's orders. Hiss. The effect of this item is more terrifying than the effect of the Dragon Cave. A 4th order human-faced spider can be produced every day. A 4th order peak human-faced Spider King can be produced every month. Although this human-faced Spider King looks to be easily solved by Gu Mo, but that is because Gu Mo's strength has already reached the level of a 5th order professional. This human-faced Spider King can be said to be invincible below the 4th order overlord level. And these monsters will unconditionally obey their orders. Gu Mo used it immediately, and a terrifying human-faced Spider King and a human-faced spider appeared in front of Gu Mo. I saw these two monsters bowing their heads as if bowing down to Gu Mo. The corners of Gu Mo's mouth twitched slightly. If this goes on like this, I can form a group of alien beasts of human-faced spiders and dragon people. Then Gu Mo let the two alien beasts guard directly at the entrance of the cave, preventing other people or monsters from smelling the smell and coming to snatch this extremely ice flower. Although Gu Mo can easily defeat them, if they forcibly destroy the flower of extreme ice, it will be a bad dish. Gu Mo walked directly to the extreme ice flower and sat up. According to the fragrance level, Gu Mo estimates that this very ice flower will soon mature. Today, just by killing those monsters, I directly obtained 33 points of physique and 23 points of strength. This is all obtained by the two special effects of Chang'ing and Huaxia. As long as you kill monsters above tier 3, you can get an increase in physique and strength. If you let other people get these two artifacts, I am afraid that they will never sleep to kill monsters to improve their attributes. The night passed. At this moment, the stamens of the flower of extreme ice have all bloomed. A strong fragrance wafts everywhere. At this moment, the panel of extreme ice flower has shown mature. Just as Gu Mo was about to pick it up, there was a sound of fighting outside the cave. Gu Mo immediately plucked the ice flower and swallowed it in his mouth. Only what really works on you is a good thing. Gu Mo doesn't want to make a mess. A light floral fragrance bursts out in Gu Mo's mouth. System prompt: congratulations to the host for taking the flower of extreme ice, which increases mental power by x500 and gains 50% immunity to water damage. Finally got it successfully. Gumo's eyes radiated joy. Now is the time to see who dares to snatch my precious treasure. In a flash, Gumo has already arrived at the entrance of this cave. I saw the human-faced Spider King, the human-faced spider, and the two sisters fighting against a huge stone man. But they are almost the one who was simply beaten, and they are even more scarred at the moment. The giant stone man has no damage at all. Good guy, the fragrance of this ice flower not only attracts alien beasts, but also attracts these two sisters. This huge stone man can actually hang and beat the 4th Order Peak human-faced Spider King and the 2 3rd Order Peak sister flowers at the same time. The strength should be quite terrifying. Gumo through an exploration technique. Lord of the Stone People. Template, Overlord. Level 4 and level 10. Skills, Rock Hardening, Boulder Summoning, Giant Strike, Earthquake Slap, Rock Crit. Introduction: the uncrowned king in Linghu Dong Tian. The 4th Order Peak strength of the Overlord makes it almost king in Linghu Dong Tian, and the powerful strength also makes the Stone People have low intelligence and is the leader of the Stone People. Overlord monster. This must be a blast. The fragrance of this very ice flower is really a good thing. Special fragrance for gathering monsters. This Stone Man Master is powerful but low in intelligence. Aren't these stone people pure black slaves? I don't know if I can blast out the props for summoning the Stone Man. Gumo then observed the duel between the two sides and did not rush out immediately. Now the battle between the two sides is still going back and forth. If you go up by yourself now, you must give the two sisters a reward for the explosion. And now there is a high probability that it will be considered to be a monster. Maybe these two sisters are not only not grateful, but even resentful of themselves. If you save them at the critical moment when they are about to get hurt and kill the Stone Man Master, then the reward from this boss will definitely belong to you. Of course, Gumo can't watch his compatriots get killed. Gumo can't do it. Bang! 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 The earth trembled. The Lord of the Stone Man instantly launched a powerful attack. The human-faced Spider King was directly beaten to death by this terrifying wave. And the two twins were also bleeding from the corners of their mouths at this moment. Not even a few pieces of clothing are complete. Just when the Lord of the Stone Man summoned a terrifying boulder to bury it alive, Gumo moved. Gumo is holding a floating lightsaber, with shadows on both sides and evil spirits accompanying him. Directly turned into a sword light and killed the master of the Stone Man. Don't ask why. Ask. That's for being handsome. Gumo immediately came to the front of the two sisters. One after another terrifying sword intent directly protected the two of them. Sure 10 destroys. The terrifying sword light slashed directly at the master of the Stone Man. Chong! 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 These boulders shatter in an instant. When the two women saw Gumo standing in front of them, ripples appeared in their hearts. Hope appeared in the despairing eyes of the two women. Who is this man? Is it the arrogant Gumo on the first day of China, Qian Dejiao, which has been very popular recently? The two women knew the power of the Stone Man Master, and immediately said to Gumo, Gumo, hurry. Let's run. The strength of this Stone Man is very terrifying. We are not opponents. Gumo just calmly turned his head and smiled and said, It's okay, I'll be back when I go. As soon as these words came out, the two girls felt a moment of peace of mind. The eyes of the two women stared at Gumo's peerless profile, and their faces suddenly became flushed. I saw Gumo once again turned into a sword light and killed the master of the Stone Man. Step forward. Countless sword lights emerged from the side of this giant Stone Man Master. Chong! 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 Rao is that its hard rock shell is gradually unable to resist this terrifying sword light. Boom! I saw that the Stone Man Master tried to grab the sword lights with both hands. After all, he fell to the ground with a bang under the superimposed effect of the frontal slash. The two sisters looked at what was happening in front of them in disbelief. Gu Mo actually killed this Overlord level 4th order peak monster. This is a powerful monster that neither of us can deal with together. Gu Mo still won so easily. At this moment, the two women are even more interested in Gu Mo. Who doesn't want to have a hero rush out to protect themselves when they are in danger? And still such a handsome and temperamental hero. These two sisters are nothing but 19-year-old girls. What girl is not pregnant? I saw my sister Song Ningru staring at Gu Mo's figure with a flushed face and muttered, Xiao Xue, Gu Mo really solved this boss. The frost beauty Song Ningxue on the side was also blush spreading to her snow-white jade neck at this moment, and said coldly, Well, he really killed the master of the Stone Man so easily. One after another purple light and red light emerged. System prompt, congratulations to the host for beheading the 50-level Overlord level Stoneman Lord and obtaining X10E experience points. The Lord of Stonemen drops, Diamond level weapon, layered rock gloves, Diamond level weapon 817, rock giant spear, stone human layer X1. A billion experiences. You can level up again. And this Overlord level Stone Master actually exploded a Diamond level weapon. Still 2. After swallowing these 2 weapons with your own floating lightsaber, you can be upgraded to a King level Spirit Sword with only 3 weapons left. And this time, a lair that can produce alien beasts has exploded again. Stone People's Lair. Quality, red. Effect, the 4th Order Elite Stoneman X1 can be produced every day, and the 4th Order Peak Overlord Stone Master X1 can be produced every month, and the generated monsters will unconditionally obey the owner's orders. Sure enough, it is a lair where monsters can be summoned. At this moment, I already have 3 red quality nests that can summon alien beasts. If you get the approval of this cave guardian spirit later, then the speed of generating alien beasts will be greatly accelerated. This is Time Cave. The most rubbish Time Cave and the outside world are 10 to 1. It means that as long as you get this cave, you will be able to generate 3 powerful assistants by placing these nests in the cave for 10 days. For the acquisition of the cave, Gu Mo is determined to get it. Then Gu Mo directly and quickly received these rewards into the storage space. In a flash, Gu Mo came to the front of the 2 women. I saw the 2 sisters covering their broken clothes, blushing and speechless. Gu Mo glanced at him and realized that he really underestimated the 2 of them. Then Gu Mo gave the 2 of them a piece of clothing in his storage space. I saw this hot Song Ningru holding the white shirt given by Gu Mo and slowly said, Thank you, young Master Gu, for your help. If you encounter anything in Huaxia that you can't solve in the future, you can come to me. 35. My father is a character who is about to step into the Temple of War. Then Song Ningru was lying next to Gu Mo's ear and said softly, The slave family can help the son to solve anything. A line of charming voices came out, and Gu Mo's mental power was so high that he couldn't help but get goosebumps all over his body. Really a fairy. Their father is about to step into the Temple of War? Isn't the Temple of War that only the 8th Order Peak Powerhouse can enter? And only those who have made a lot of contributions to China can join. The background of these 2 is too strong. At this time, Song Ningxue also changed her clothes and came to Gu Mo to thank her. Many thanks to Mr. Gu Mo. We will never refuse anything my Song family can help. Gu Mo also nodded and did not refuse. Then Gu Mo became friends with the 2 girls. After adding my friend Gu Mo, I said goodbye to the 2 girls. Since the matter is over, then I'll go first. It still matters. First subdue the guardian spirit of the cave, and then take care of Song Shuero after leaving the cave. If Song Shuening is willing, Gu Mo will not refuse. Gu Mo directly put the 2 paralyzed human-faced spiders into the nest. The 2 girls were also shocked when they saw this scene. This is a monster at the peak of the fourth order. It was actually produced in Gumo's prop? Then this prop is at least red level. The two women can only sigh that Gumo's luck is really good. Such strategic items are very rare. As long as the time is enough, a powerful monster army can be formed. The two women were also very sensible and did not ask what strange treasures were in the cave. When Gumo came out of the cave, the two women knew that the treasures in the cave must have been taken away by Gumo. Just as the three were about to leave, Gumo's sixth sense instantly felt that there was danger. Immediately, he hid beside him like a ghost. A silver light flashed where Gumo was just now. The two women were also startled, and they all assumed a fighting stance. And he is also one of the arrogant people who entered this time. Gumo looked coldly ahead. I saw a figure slowly walk out of the shadows, and muttered with a little pity. It's a pity, I didn't kill you with one knife. I knew it would be time to attack these two women. The twin sister Hua was shocked when she saw the face of the person who appeared. Then he said to the man angrily, Huaxia, it's actually you. Do you know what you are doing yourself? We have the mark of the Poison Emperor on our bodies. Lord Poison Emperor said that you can't kill yourself in this cave. You still want to kill Gumo? Gumo also looked indifferently at the man named Huaxia, who was the strongest man among the Jianxian guarding the border that Liao Yuan said. The third order peak S-rank Nightwalker. Does he have any means to block the perception of the eighth order peak powerhouse? How dare you come to attack me? Do you really not know how to write dead words? At this moment, he has already pronounced a death sentence in Gumo's heart. I saw this Huaxia holding the silver knife with a smile and said, Are you fools? This cave is a cave of time. As long as you leave this cave, all the breath on your body will disappear. As long as the three of you are killed, who will know what I did? If Gumo, you can hand over the two treasures that summon alien beasts in your hands, then I can let the three of you leave. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless. It turns out that this S-rank Nightwalker actually appeared when the two women were fighting. It must have been attracted by the fragrance of the extremely ice flower. Want to be a Oriole? The two girls were shocked when they heard this. How could there be such an effect in this time? Gumo actually has two dens that summon alien beasts. You must know that the nests where the alien beasts are summoned are all red level. Even myself and others don't have an item that can summon alien beasts. Gumo actually has two more. The two girls finally understood why Huaxia wanted to kill Gumo. It turned out to be a prop for Gumo. Hearing Huaxia say this, Gumo's eyes showed a hint of joy. Actually, this time in the cave can directly block the breath. I said, how dare Huaxia, who is at the peak of the third rank, dare to violate the regulations of the Poison Emperor to kill me? Since this time can block the breath, then you don't have to be afraid of accidentally killing someone. If so, don't blame me for being rude. At this time, Song Ningru angrily said to Huaxia, It's useless for me to treat you as a teammate. You are such a person. 35. I'll report it to the Poison King after I go out. 5. After seeing Song Ningru's angry expression, Huaxia laughed even more wildly. You think you can escape? If I don't have absolute certainty, I will chat with you here. 99. The Poison Emperor's regulations? You don't know who the Poison Emperor himself is? He is a ruthless man who wiped out several noble families in the southern border. He is also worthy of saying this? Let me tell you the truth, I am the son of the Qin family in the southern border. I have been incognito for so many years just for revenge. You are going to die. The Poison Emperor will come down to accompany you later. 35. The two girls were also shocked when they heard the inside story, but this person was the only one who survived and escaped from the Qin family's direct son. Gumo has become impatient at this moment, even if he wants to summon 3 spirit swords to kill the person in front of him. At this time, the surrounding scene changed dramatically. Everyone is in a black space. Wei Shen's figure also slowly dissipated in this black space. Ha ha ha, enjoy this shadow space to the fullest. If you have any last words, I will help you with them. It turns out that Wei Shen said so much to delay time. The reason is that his skill can be successfully released to trap himself and others. The two women were also back-to-back to prevent Wei Shen's attack, and then spoke to Gu Mo again. Watch out for Gu Mo. This is his famed stunt shadow space. He is now one with this shadow space. Attacks are possible at any time. At this moment, sword lights appeared in front of Gu Mo in an instant. Shadow space? Still want to trap me? I don't know if this level of hardness is as hard as a 6th order array. Chong. 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 One after another terrifying sword light erupted suddenly. Shura 10 destroys. Several sword lights slashed directly towards this shadow space in all directions. The two women were surprised to see that this sword light was more powerful than the other sword light. Is this the strength of Gu Mo? Even the Tianjiao of the previous national competition could not use such a violent move at this time. Suddenly, black tentacles appeared in the space. I just want to crush this sword light. But when these tentacles touched the sword light, they turned into powder. Bang! 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 The black space suddenly shook violently. There were even fissures. Even Wei Shen, who was hiding in the dark, had a shocked expression on his face at the moment. Why is this man so strong? I am the invincible shadow space in the 3rd order. Any 3rd order can't be my opponent in this space. Because the poor Frontier 3 people are in the frontier, the information is extremely blocked. As a result, I only know that Gu Mo is the champion of the national competition, but I don't know the real strength of Gu Mo. If Wei Shen knew that Gu Mo was a ruthless man who split the 6th order Great Formation, he would definitely not come to kill people and steal treasures. This kind of killing star can't hide. I saw a silver knife flashing in this black space. Go straight to Gu Mo. Kill Gu Mo first, and the two sisters can kill them later. Gu Mo's whole body suddenly burst out with terrifying sword intent. This soaring sword intent almost pierced the black space. The floating lightsaber flashed. Chong! 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 These silver knife lights suddenly disappeared. I saw Gu Mo jumped up. Floating slash. Sword curse. Shura 10 destroys. The three-handled spirit swords once again erupted with terrifying power. One after another terrifying sword light appeared. This shadow space is shattered. I saw Wei Shen's unbelievable look in his eyes. Then a mouthful of blood spurted out. The shattering of the black space directly caused him to suffer a serious backlash. Run! Wei Shen only thought of one thing at this moment. This man's strength is terrifying. He is no match for him at all. At this moment, Wei Shen made a thin black line and was about to dig into the ground. At this moment, the floating light sword cut a huge light blade directly towards him. The terrifying sword intent permeates the entire forest. A sword opens the gate of heaven. Wei Shen, who had just drilled into the ground, felt the terrifying power of this sword, and his eyes showed despair and fear. Is this the 3rd order? You told me this is a tier 3 attack that can be cut out? Chopping up your own shadow space is outrageous enough. It wasn't even his strongest attack just now. He is also the first place in the national competition. Wei Shen burst out with all his spiritual power at this moment, trying to escape this sword in vain. Let him be tough enough to give him 10 courage and not dare. He regrets this moment. I regret why I wanted to kill this Gu Mo. Bang! 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 The terrifying sword light directly smashed that Wei Shen into powder. There was even a huge crack of hundreds of meters in the earth. The surrounding trees were directly blown to the ground by this terrifying impact. System prompt: congratulations to the host for killing the 3rd Order S-rank Nightwalker and obtaining X 500 attribute points. Get 500 attribute points again. At this time, the two women were too shocked to speak by Gumo's sword. Can this 100-meter-long sword light be cut out by humans? Terrible so. Even 10 Huaxian can't beat Gumo. Only then did the two of them know Gumo's true strength. Even if Gumo said that he was a fifth-order skill, the two women would definitely believe it. Shan. Gumo looked at Huaxian, who was cut into powder by himself, and couldn't help but murmured. Unbeatable. How dare you come to assassinate with such a weak strength? The two women were speechless when they heard Gumo's words. Do not. This is mainly because your strength is too strong. If it were a normal national grand competition champion standing here, it would definitely be that person who died. Your strength is absolutely unbelievable. I'm afraid it won't be long before Gumo's opponents will not be from our generation. No wonder the Poison King is so optimistic about Gumo on the top of the mountain. Gumo then looked at his full experience point and directly raised one level again. System prompt: congratulations to the host for upgrading to the 3rd rank and 9th level, obtaining X200 attribute points and X10 skill points. I now have 700 attribute points on my body. 830. Gumo directly added all these attribute points to the speed. At this moment, Gumo's speed attribute has finally caught up with the strength attribute. You have the ability to get attribute points by killing enemies, so you must make good use of it. Directly balance the development of each attribute. Then the two women solemnly said to Gumo, Thank you. Gumo. You've saved our sisters twice. Don't worry, as long as I, the Song family, can do it for you, I will definitely help you. We won't tell anyone about your killing Huaxian. At this moment, Gumo gained an attribute point and raised one level in a very happy mood, and couldn't help laughing at the two girls. Isn't it true that after all heroes save beauty, they have to promise each other? When the two women heard this, they were extremely shy at the moment, and blushes appeared on their faces. Even Song Ningru, as a witch demon, can't stand Gumo's words and teasing. If Gumo really wants to do that, only from. I can't beat Gumo by myself. At this moment, the two women have already chosen the child's name. Seeing the shyness of the two girls, Gumo couldn't help laughing. Just kidding, go first. After finishing speaking, only the blinded sisters were left standing in place. Staring at the direction where Gumo left for a long time, only the two girls know what they are thinking at the moment. After Gumo left, he found a quiet place. To be honest, Gumo was a little moved when he saw the shyness of the two girls just now. But thinking of the guardian spirit of the cave, thinking of the realm above the 8th order, Gumo's mind instantly became sober. Strengthening the strength is the king. Love? This kind of thing should wait until the guardian spirit of the cave is subdued before talking about it. Then Gumo took out the floating lightsaber and the 2 diamond-level weapons that the boss exploded. Fusion. With the flash of golden light, the floating lightsaber has already been swallowed. This time, the devouring power has increased by 100 points, and the speed has increased by 100 points, which is not bad. Gumo has started his way of hunting monsters again. Now Gumo has only 2 goals. Hunt monsters to gain experience and let Chengying and monsters gain energy. Then there's the search for the guardian spirit of the cave. In the forest at this moment, the screams of monsters were heard again and again. The night passed, and Gumo directly took a rest in the second half of the night. This night, the experience value of Gumo has risen by more than 10 million. Chengying beheaded 30 monsters and demons killed 35 monsters, which directly improved Gumo's strength a little bit again. At this moment, Gumo has already walked out of this huge forest. What you can see is a towering mountain. Gumo looked at the mountain and couldn't help but murmured. There are such huge and towering peaks. If something goes wrong, there must be demons. There must be weirdness in it. Maybe this mountain is where the guardian spirit of the cave is located. Gumo's figure flashed and headed straight for that mountain. Half a day passed quietly. The size of this cave is beyond Gumo's imagination. This mountain is in sight, but it took Gu Mo half a day to reach the foot of this mountain after running with all his strength. At this time, a large group of people gathered at the foot of the mountain. Several people from Shanghai University all came to the foot of this mountain. In addition, there are 2 sisters, Song Mingru, Song Mingxue, and 3 Tianjiao from the border. Feng Kiki, Song Mingru, and Song Mingxue ran towards Gu Mo with joy when they saw Gu Mo coming to the foot of the mountain. Gu Mo also looked at the 3 of them with a smile. I didn't expect them to be faster than me. Looks like it was too long a delay yesterday. But fortunately, it seems that there are certain restrictions on climbing the mountain, but fortunately it came in time. At this time, Feng Kiki looked at Song Mingru and Song Mingxue with vigilance. Especially looking at the concave and convex figure of the sister Hua, Feng Kiki was even more nervous. When did these 2 hook up with my brother Gu Mo? No, you have to grow up quickly. Otherwise, even if they surpassed Teacher Wei, these 2 women couldn't compare themselves. There is almost no advantage to the 2 of them. Feng Kiki immediately hugged Gu Mo's arm and said softly, "Brother Gu Mo, you are finally here. As soon as I was teleported into this cave, I was teleported to the foot of the mountain. This mountain is probably where the guardian spirit is. And the mountain will not open until 12 noon tomorrow." Feng Kiki said all the information in one breath, so that the 2 women next to him didn't know what to say, and they were directly embarrassed. Then the hot Song Mingru also held Gu Mo's arm. "Gu Mo, I see you are sweating profusely. Are you tired? I'll wipe it for you." The 2 people, one big and one small, stared at each other, and the atmosphere was very subtle. Others can't help showing their vigilance when they see Gu Mo coming. There is only one guardian spirit of the cave. When Gu Mo comes, the chances of everyone competing for success are greatly reduced. What's more, this cave is an extremely rare time cave. Gu Mo's presence is a must for everyone to be nervous. Then everyone's mentality collapsed. There are actually 3 big beauties around Gu Mo. Explain to him again, and wipe the sweat for him again. Why don't you and others not get this treatment? Even the iceberg beauty looked at Gu Mo with affection. Outrageous. At this moment, everyone has the heart to want to die. Can you really do whatever you want when you are handsome? The clown is me. If it wasn't for Gu Mo's strength, everyone would have knocked out Gu Mo long ago. Afterwards, everyone turned their heads to the other side, out of sight. Then Gu Mo looked at the mountain pass under the murderous gaze of everyone. As if blessed, a voice in my heart told Gu Mo that the mountain would not be open until 12 noon tomorrow. Gu Mo stepped out and found that he couldn't cross this threshold no matter what. It looks like you just have to wait. But there is still so long left in the cave this time. Why is this mountain open tomorrow? What's so weird about this? Forget it, the soldiers will come to block the water and cover the soil. Gu Mo immediately meditated at the foot of the mountain and started to practice. Before I knew it, it was already 10 o'clock in the morning. At this moment, a golden light shines on the top of the mountain. It looks like a snow-white fox tail. Everyone stared at the fox's tail and their hearts were blessed. As long as you climb the top of the mountain and get the fox tail, you can get the approval of the guardian spirit of the cave. This cave guardian spirit will recognize himself as the master. At this moment, everyone is also looking around, secretly guarding everyone at the foot of the mountain. If the other party sneaks up on him, then he will miss this time. At this moment, there was a roaring sound from the heaven and earth. There are a lot of birds and monsters in the sky. Boom! 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 Head after head of monsters attacked everyone like crazy. Everyone was shocked. Among this group of monsters is the 4th order peak boss. And a lot more. At least 4 or 5. The rest are all tier 4 elite monsters. It's like a monster attacking the city at this moment. Surely there was an accident. There was a monster riot when the barrier on the top of the mountain was about to end. It was these monsters who were infected by the guardian spirit and rioted, or were they organized riots? This is probably all the powerful monsters in this cave. Gumo shines. This is a great opportunity to gain experience. If you let yourself hunt these monsters alone, I am afraid that 10 days is not enough. As a result, the monster came to the door by himself. The 3 spirit swords appeared directly on Gumo's side. Kill. I saw Gumo directly controlling the 3 spirit swords to kill these monsters rushing towards. Chong. 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 One after another terrifying sword light appeared directly in front of the monster. This 4th order monster died in an instant. One by one, the sound of falling to the ground came out. The earth trembled for it. The few Tianjiao guarding the border on the side saw this scene and their eyes widened. This Gumo is too strong. Even the arrogant Huaxian on the first day of the border could not be able to kill these 4th order monsters so simply. Is this still a rookie who has just been transferred for 3 months? How does it feel to be stronger than those old people who have been transferred for more than a year? Even the champion of the national competition will not be so outrageous. After a brief stunned look, everyone looked at each other in unison. This is not the time to compete for the guardian spirit. The first thing is to get rid of these monsters. Otherwise, everyone present will die. Everyone is the arrogance of China, and they will almost never commit cannibalism and deliberate frame-up. Kill the monsters. They are bound to. Of course, Huaxian voluntarily sneaked into the frontier after exterminating his clan. His purpose was not to protect the masses at all, but to quickly increase his strength. All the arrogances rush to the pile of monsters to fight. One after another bright red blood flows at the foot of the mountain. At this moment, Gumo's ears are madly passing the ringtone of gaining experience. Make money. Afterwards, Gumo even thought that the speed of slashing and killing monsters was not fast enough. Jump straight up and float in the air. Looking around, it's finally where Gumo finds the place where the most monsters gather. I saw Gumo recall the 3 spirit swords. A terrifying sword intent erupted on his body. Sure 10 destroys. Chong. 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 One after another terrifying sword light appeared. Slashed directly into the pile of monsters. The miserable cry of the monster reverberated at the foot of the mountain. Kill hundreds of monsters with one attack. The earth was even split into deep cracks by the sword lights of the Shura 10 extinctions. At this moment, Gumo is already insane. As long as these monsters are beheaded, he will definitely be able to break through to Tier 4. I saw that the 3 spirit swords in front of Gumo were madly slashing out of the terrifying sword light like a mortar. Boom! 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 Pieces of monsters died tragically under this sword light. Everyone also stopped the attack one after another and looked at Gumo in shock. Directly conquered by these terrorist attacks by Gumo. These monsters rushing over are completely experienced babies. They can't get involved in this battle at all. Mainly, Gumo's sword light is really scary. If you hack yourself, you will definitely not be able to resist the damage. At this moment, Gumo's experience value is going up like crazy. Bottles of spiritual potions were poured into Gumo's mouth as if they didn't want money. At this moment, a loud noise came from behind the monster. You all deal with the others. We will deal with this swordsman. Hearing the command of the giant snake behind them, a group of elite monsters turned their direction to kill other Tianjiao. At 830 hours, 4 Lord-level monsters jumped out directly, instantly surrounding Gumo in all directions. Gumo instantly summons the spirit sword. Then direct exploration to observe the strength of these 4 monsters. The 4th order peak Lord-level monsters, the king of giant snakes. The 4th order peak Lord-level monster, the white-fronted giant tiger. The 4th order peak Lord-level monster, flaming firebird. The 4th order peak Lord-level monster, the deadwood giant monster. 4 Lord-level monsters at the peak of the 4th order. This is much richer than the experience and rewards of killing those Tier 4 elite monsters. Something good should come out. The corners of Gumo's mouth twitched slightly. At this moment, everyone felt nervous when they saw that the 4-peak 4th-order monsters surrounded Gumo. Although Gumo can slay 5th-order ghosts, those are only monsters composed of spiritual power. The strength can be much worse than the real monster. And most of the ghosts summoned are only elite level. And these 4 are real tier 4-peak lord monsters. And in this cave, the spiritual power is so abundant, I am afraid that these 4-peak 4th-order monsters are much stronger than the outside world. Everyone couldn't help but break a cold sweat for Gumo. If Gumo loses, their next target will be their turn.